This is a return to the Citrus Bowl for Virginia Tech. They played #1 ranked Florida State here in 1991 and lost 33-20. These two teams, UCF and Virginia Tech, meeting for the first time ever here tonight. We will have sideline support tonight, and for our first report, let's go to the Virginia Tech sideline. Here's Greg Roberts.
Thanks, Dwayne. This ball game, in any ball game, there's always statistics that turn out to be very key. In this one, I think sacks could be a stat to keep an eye on. The team that records the most sacks tonight, I think, will win. For Central Florida, that's probably good news because Central Florida has been red hot. In their last 4 ball games, they have dropped the quarterback 23 times. They are smoking. For Virginia Tech, well, last week down in Miami, Virginia Tech did not pressure Miami's quarterback, Ken Dorsey, and Dorsey picked apart the Virginia Tech secondary. So keep an eye on stats. If Tech doesn't pressure UCF, it could be a long night. Let's go over to UCF sideline with Ellen Weinberg. Ellen.
Greg, well, for UCF, this is their bowl game. They are playing in front of the biggest home crowd in school history. It's all about emotion for them today. They are 0-8 against ranked opponents all time in school history. And these are the players, they live for games like today. They're the players who were overlooked by schools like Virginia Tech, like Miami, and like Florida. It's a great opportunity for players like Kenny Clark, who has the longest receiving touchdown on the year, 79 yards, and top 10 in career receptions. And defensive strong safety Damian Demps, second on the team in tackles, to prove they can play with the best in the country. Let's go upstairs.
And the opening kickoff delivered by Carter Warley into the end zone and beyond. Asante Samuel back to return it. No return, and so the ball goes out to the 20. The University of Central Florida in possession to start this one under the direction of Ryan Snyder. That 6'2" redshirt freshman with some impressive numbers here. It was Vic Penn who was the starting quarterback this year, and injury gave Snyder an opportunity. And they'll start the offense working from the eye. Clark sweeping across and flanked to the left, and a pass, and it's dropped. Intended for Tyson Henshaw, his favorite receiver. So the first play of the game, an incomplete pass. Pardee in there on the early contact, and he's getting a start at the boundary quarterback spot. So it's 2nd and 10. UCF at its own 20. UCF primarily a passing club. 85 yards rushing per outing this year and 288 yards passing. Snyder dropping back on 2nd and 10. Looking to put the ball in the air, and he has a receiver just short of the 30-yard line and across the 30. That's Jimmy Brazel, a sophomore out of Lakeland, and he was stopped by Corey Bird. So a first down for UCF. There's the backfield. Snyder the quarterback. Edward Mack, Dwight Collins the running backs. Jackson, Henshaw, and Clark the receivers. And the front line anchored by the center Chris Laurenti, who some here on Orlando feel has an NFL future. He'll get a look. It's 1st and 10. Ball resting at the 34-yard line. Snyder again swings it to the right side out to the flat and has Henshaw, and he is swarmed as they approach the 35-yard line.
Dwayne, that's an interesting start so far. They've thrown 2 screen passes out there to Henshaw. I think what they really have to do, though, they've got to stretch that defense and get the ball downfield to him. He runs real good patterns, and he catches the ball real well. They've got to get him downfield.
A pickup of perhaps 2. It will be 2nd and 8 just across the 35-yard line. Snyder sends Mack Flint to the left and over the middle, and he has a receiver at the 40-yard line. That's Clark cutting inside and into Virginia Tech territory before he's finally hauled down by Willie Pyle. So a big pickup there. Kenny Clark, who's had a little bit of an offseason this year, but they really like his ability. The Virginia Tech defensive front, Cobb, Beasley, Pugh, and Adibi. The linebackers, Nick Sorensen with Jake Housewright and Ben Taylor. And Corey Bird, who's really the leader of this Virginia Tech defensive unit, keys the defensive backfield. 1st and 10 for UCF. All at the 47-yard line. And they give up the middle. One broken tackle, and down inside the 35-yard line, Edward Mack, the senior out of Valdosta, Georgia, on the carry. So the University of Central Florida making rapid progress here in its first possession.
And what a great start for Central Florida. Here they've set up the run, Dwayne, by throwing the ball every play so far, leaving the wide open middle for Mack to gain about 12 yards.
Another first down. Mack with 5 touchdowns on the year and an average of a little under 4 yards per carry. And a swing to the left side, and the ball loose on the ground, and it's going to be picked up by Virginia Tech. A turnover will give the ball back to the Hokies, and that will stop the drive. Lamar Cobb, a redshirt sophomore, got his hands on the ball and scooped it up, advancing it into UCF territory. A costly turnover. And that stops what had been a very convincing drive.
Once again, they throw the quick screen out here to Henshaw. He really doesn't get tackled. The ball just comes loose.
Well, Virginia Tech now with the football. Dave Meyer at quarterback, and there's a toss back to Suggs, trying to turn the corner. He's at the 35 and knocked out of bounds as he approached the 33-yard line. And it was Damian Demps on the bump.
And that's what we talked about earlier, Dwayne. Look for Lee Suggs to get the ball at least 30 times tonight. He's a good, strong running back. And as Coach Joe Paterno used to say, hey, the ball only weighs about 2 pounds, so he should be able to carry it about 30, 35 times tonight.
Dave Meyer, a 5th-year senior, making his 4th career start. He started last week against Miami, relieved by Vick, and then finished the game. Meyer did. And a catch behind the line. There's a loss. Josh McGibbon on the stop. Dave Meyer out of Ramsey, New Jersey at quarterback. Suggs and Jarrett Ferguson in the backfield. He's the fullback. The receivers, Wynn, Johnson, and Wilford. And the Virginia Tech line, Steve DeMasi out of Virginia beats Virginia, the center. That will cost Virginia Tech 5 yards. Myers drops back, steps up, he'll run the ball, and is hit at the 37-yard line. David Bush out of Hialeah up from the secondary to make that stop. Defensively for UCF, Elton Patterson, they're very proud of his work at defensive end. McGibbon and Baldwin in the middle. The linebackers, Hardman getting a start. Tito Rodriguez, the big part of their defense. And Damian Demps keys the secondary. 3rd down, 5. And the give goes to Suggs, looking for room, cutting inside the 30. And down there, initial contact by Demps.
Looks like they did get the first down. Dwayne, that was an excellent run by Suggs. He broke off tackle, and then he saw that there was nothing there, so he went to the outside, was able to get a couple of more yards.
Virginia Tech in its first possession tonight, taking advantage of the Henshaw fumble. Meyer works the offense from the eye. And they give inside, and a big hole here. A big gainer down to the 10, inside the 10, and knocked out of bounds. The ball carried by Jarrett Ferguson before he was bumped out by Tony Hardman.
Boy, and that was a great play by Virginia Tech I don't think anyone on the defense was looking for Ferguson to get this ball. There's your prototype or typical fire plug at 5'9", 220 pounds.
A tremendous hold, and Ferguson took advantage of it. Now it's 1st and goal. Ball on the 3. Straight ahead, Suggs is into the end zone or stopped. Suggs, who has great acceleration, got very close. But we have a whistle. An illegal substitution. So nullify the play. Virginia Tech half the distance to the goal line. So it's just inside the 2. 1st down again. 1st and goal. This is Suggs inside, and he has the touchdown. Meyer on the handoff to Lee Suggs, who scores his 20th touchdown of the year.
And that's exactly what we expected from Virginia Tech tonight. Watch this protection up front. Blair, Demasi, Redding just opening up a big hole, a huge hole for Suggs. Gets about 2 or 3 yards into the end zone for the touchdown.
Virginia Tech now will attempt the point after. And Warley's kick is up and good. So with 11:03 left in the first half, 7-0 Virginia Tech. You're watching college football from ESPN+.
You ready?
Turtle Wax. Grizzly Grill Guards. Rancho Shocks. Gas cans. Advance Auto Parts carries more parts than any other store, including one you won't find anywhere else.
We need some help. We need a lot of help.
Advance Auto Parts. The best part is our people.
I am roomy and rugged. I am built to take you anywhere. I know no boundaries. I am available with financing as low as 5.9. That's 5.9% financing, plus $1,000 cash back on every 2001 Explorer. $1,000 cash back. I am a Ford SUV, the most complete lineup of SUVs on the planet, and I am waiting for you.
Ding, 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 ding! Hat up a tree! Ding, ding! False alarm!
He's out there with tasty Subway Selects on 3 new gourmet breads that are giving Subway sandwiches a delicious new taste, like fresh-baked Parmesan oregano and hearty Italian with cornmeal. Sure, he's just a shadow, but he's a shadow on a mission. Subway, eat fresh.
Want something hot for dinner tonight? Try one of the new hot and delicious Subway Select Subs, only at Subway restaurants.
See how heroic kids brought down suspected predators.
I wouldn't want him to hurt anyone else.
On an all-new America's Most Wanted.
Tonight after the Tech game on Fox 21-27.
To receive the kick from Carter Warley, who tacked on the point after. So the first turnover of the game, and Virginia Tech converts that into a touchdown. This kick taken by Samuel in the end zone, and he will down it right there, and we'll start at the 20.
All right, watch the offensive line here. Watch Demasi gets a real good block. Suggs just follows him right off his left shoulder and gets into the end zone for a touchdown. Not much trickery in that play, Dwayne.
And there's the scoring drive. 5 plays, 41 yards. They took advantage of the turnover. And Ryan Schneider back out to direct the offense for UCF. And nobody fooled right there. The handoff and drop for a loss. Corey Baker, the ball carrier, and Corey Bird in on the stop, along with the defensive left end Lamar Cobb. Ryan Schneider. They like him for his decision-making ability as well as his arm. There's a penalty marked off against Virginia Tech.
And Dwayne, when you throw the ball as much as he will tonight, and as much as he has this season, you have to be quick on your feet.
It's 1st and 5 for UCF. Inside this time, another give, and back across the line of scrimmage for perhaps a couple. They had Baker again carrying the ball, and Jake Housewright, moving to the middle linebacker spot, made the stop.
It's important here, Dwayne, that Central Florida gets back in their rhythm. It was unfortunate that they had that fumble to stop that drive because they really were moving the ball well before.
So it's 2nd and 3. The lone back takes the handoff and will be stopped short of 1st down yardage. So Baker once again getting the call. Baker, a freshman out of Sefner. He was stopped by David Pugh. And it's going to be 3rd and a little less than a yard.
And this is always the dilemma for a passing team. When you have 3rd and 1, do you throw it or you try to run it for a 1st down?
4 receivers, 2 wide on either side, and a keeper by Schneider trying to get the ball across the 30. Trying to sneak the ball into 1st down territory, and he got it up.
Got a good spot there, Dwayne. From our vantage point, it really didn't look like he made it.
So enough to continue possession. Mack will enter the game as one of the running backs, and Mario Jackson, another receiver, enters. There's Mike Kruzik. His 3rd year as the head coach, 20 and 12. He spent 13 years as the offensive coordinator here. Has had opportunities to lead, but has remained right here at UCF in Orlando. Schneider looking deep over the middle, and a flag as the reception is made and taken away. That ball taken away by Corey Bird. It was pulled in by Kenny Clark, and there was some contact when that flag was dropped around the 28-yard line.
What an outstanding catch by Clark, Dwayne. And as a former wide receiver, I love to see those receivers go up after the ball, almost like a basketball player going up for a rebound. What a great catch. Look at the protection Schneider has. He's got plenty of time waiting for him to get open. Lays it out there. Watch the bump right here. Tremendous concentration.
So it's Clark with the reception. He's the cousin of Dante Culpepper. Now with the Vikings. Here's a pass headed over the middle, and another completion down around the 12-yard line. Now Schneider with a couple very big passes here. This time he hits Thad Ward, a wide receiver, into the game.
Once again, excellent protection. Here he is coming in from your left. Great throw. Excellent catch. I'm very impressed early on here, Dwayne, by this offensive line, the way they're protecting Schneider.
Schneider has had very impressive numbers in the 6 starts he's made. Now they're 1st and 10. Ball just inside the 12. He'll look to put it in the air again, but everybody's covered this time. He'll take it inside the 10. And is tackled around the 8-yard line.
All right, here we
continue to look.
Here we go, Dwayne. We get into the, as we call the red zone in football, inside the 20-yard line or the 10-yard line, and passing teams, passing offenses have a hard time scoring here. He's looking, nowhere to throw. He runs the ball. However, what's unique about Central Florida is that they do have an 85% proficiency scoring rate down here in the red zone.
Looking at a 2nd down, 6 to go. They could get a 1st down at the 2. The pass into the end zone and touchdown. Snyder hits Henshaw. He's been his favorite receiver all year. And UCF comes right back with a touchdown with 7:27 to play in the first quarter. For Henshaw, that's his 12th touchdown reception this year.
Henshaw, we see here, is in the slot. He makes a little move to the left, cuts off his left foot, breaks outside, and a perfect pass by Snyder for the touchdown.
The point after. Down, the kick is up, and it is good. This game is tied with 7:27 to play. A 7-7 ball game. You're watching college football from ESPN+.
Make this holiday great with a good gift from Intellos. Like a phone pack with free leather case, car power adapter, and dash mount. Or our new N region calling plan. Call 13 states plus DC with no roaming or long distance.
Thank you!
Or our new N-Town plan with unlimited local calling.
More ways to bring more people together.
It is the dawn of a new day as the Big East Conference welcomes Virginia Tech basketball. Now see the Tech men and women compete against the best every single week. The Big East has a 21-year tradition of excellence with 10 Final Four appearances, including 3 men's and 2 women's national championships. It's the start of a thrilling new tradition in Blacksburg. Don't miss the Hokies' inaugural season in the Big East. Call now for tickets and catch Hokie Fever.
Make it Bramilton Deli for dining in big screen fun. Bramilton Deli is the place for great gourmet sandwiches, fantastic entrees, and all your favorite beverages. Presented the Gold Award for the best deli in the Roanoke Valley by the readers of the Roanoker magazine, Bramilton Deli is perfect for great family dining and exciting sports action. And don't forget about our daily specials. Come to Bramilton Deli, Bramilton Avenue, Roanoke, 774-4554.
Virginia Tech and UCF tied 7-7. Back to receive this kickoff, Andre Kendrick. He averages a little under 19 yards on the return. Orlegi doing the kicking. Taken by Kendrick at the 1. 5-10. 15. Bounces off a man. Now the 20, 25, 30. Cuts to the outside and is bumped out of bounds at the 40-yard line. And that's where Virginia Tech will start it. Asante Samuel bumped him out. So it will be Virginia Tech taking over 1st and 10 from the 40. Virginia Tech opened the scoring on a 1.5 yard run by Lee Suggs. Dave Meyer under center. Back to pass on 1st down. Nobody open. Now he'll scramble and chase 45 up to midfield and very close to a 1st down.
There's a penalty on the sidelines also, Dwayne, I think for a late hit. Once Meyer got out of bounds there.
He had been chased by Tito Rodriguez, who leads this team in tackles.
Now, you don't want to be chased by Tito Rodriguez. He's the 3rd leading tackler in the nation, and he's missed 2.5 games.
We have a dip, late hit on the defense, 15 yards, from the end of the run, foot 12.
So it's a big penalty.
Okay, let's watch this, Dwayne. Myers shows me a little speed here. He gets outside. He turns it upfield. He really doesn't. I don't know if that's warranted for a 15-yard penalty.
Ball on the 34-yard line, 1st and 10. Cutting to the outside on the give, Kendrick. And he's out of bounds. Dimps there to oblige. Andre Kendrick, the redshirt senior. And they'll move the chains.
One thing that Mike Kruzak talked to me about earlier today, Dwayne, was that his defense is really undersized, and he didn't think they matched up well against that big offensive line from Virginia Tech.
Trying to counter the lack of bulk with quickness.
Exactly.
1st and 10 from the 24. And a pitch back. They'll try the right side. Kendrick looking for room inside the 20, down to about the 17-yard line. Right now, let's check in on the UCF sideline. Here's Ellen Weinberg.
Thanks, guys. Well, Tyson Hinshaw, who just scored UCF's touchdown, who was playing with a second-degree shoulder separation, told me the keys for him to be successful today are to play physical on the corners, to concentrate on the game and not protecting his shoulder, stating his role in this team is to make the big play. Well, guys, he just did that.
This game tied 7-7, but Virginia Tech on the move now. 2nd and 4 with the ball on the 17-yard line. On the inside. Hardman in on the stop. Hawkins, the ball carrier. And we'll look at 3rd and 3. Ball outside the 15-yard line. 3rd down for Virginia Tech. They keep Hawkins in. Kendrick, the tailback. And a pitch back to Kendrick. He's got 1st down territory and inside the 5. Stopped short of the goal line. Stopped at the 3.
Dwayne, that's a play that Virginia Tech didn't have much success with last week against Miami. In fact, on 2 separate occasions, Meyer got stopped. Here he makes a real good decision as to when to get rid of that ball and gets it at the catcher. Almost looked like a face mask penalty there.
Fred Harley brought him down. It's 1st and goal at the 3. Meyer on the handoff, and Suggs will be stopped short of the goal line. Travis Fisher coming up to help on the stop.
That was a good job by the left side of that defensive line for the Knights. Elton Patterson and Josh McKibben just stuffing the hole.
A great crowd here in Orlando tonight. They had estimated between 50 and 60,000. It will be the largest crowd ever here for UCF. Now the pitch. Suggs trying the left side, and he has room, and it is in for the touchdown. A 2-yard run as Lee Suggs scores his 2nd touchdown of the night. And Virginia Tech takes the lead.
Great block out there by Jarrett Ferguson on the end here. And Virginia Tech is running the ball a heck of a lot better tonight than they did against Miami last week also. Myers is doing a great job on the option.
Warley attempting the point after. And it is good. Timeout on the field. 4:31 to play. 14-7 Virginia Tech. You're watching college football from ESPN+.
You know, y'all, there's a lot to love in a hot, golden Hardee's made from scratch biscuit.
Yeah, where do you start?
With yours!
Hey! Get your own bacon, egg, and cheese biscuit for just 99 cents.
At Hardee's.
In anticipation of your runaway success as a Wall Street Journal reader, how to blend in with normal people. When in public, walking a pet can help you blend in. A tip on being madly successful from the Wall Street Journal, full of insight on making it big. Subscribe to the Journal for just 57 cents a day for 13 weeks, 25% off the regular rate. The Wall Street Journal. Call 800-249-8900. That's 800-249-8900.
It's time for John Boy Jeopardy. What's tender, juicy, available only at Hardee's, and almost gone? The answer is my dinner. Hey! 10 pieces and 5 biscuits, only $7.99 at Hardee's.
Just a bit of magic, oh, you gotta see it. So like the unexpected, perfectly perfected. said, our stuff is what dreams are made of. Time to bring it on home.
Digital palm quarter with 3-way PC link from Panasonic. Just slightly ahead of our time.
Oh, just a bit of magic.
Lee Hartman & Sons, corner of Cove and Hirschberger Roads.
Virginia Tech scoring on both possessions, up 14-7 over UCF. Both teams have been able to advance the football rather well. And the Virginia Tech kickoff picked up by Asante Samuel into the 15, just across the 20 and battles near the 25-yard line. Big game for UCF and their coach Mike Kruzak, who talked with us about his team's approach.
I do have a group of young men that have tremendous belief in their ability to get things done regardless of who they're playing. I don't think that they ever fear a football team. They have tremendous respect for our opponents, and they have respect for Virginia Tech, but they don't fear anybody. In fact, I think that they would prefer to have Vic and Davis play so that when they do win the football game, they don't come back and say, well, you didn't beat the team with Vic and Davis.
And he sends the redshirt freshman Ryan Schneider out to direct. There's a counter inside up the middle on the give, first down. And across the 25-yard line. Mike Kruzak out of Boston College in '76, an All-American quarterback. Spent some time in the NFL, long enough to pick up a couple Super Bowl rings. Second and 6 for the Golden Knights. Trouble here, and down in the grasp of Corey Bird.
Just not enough people to pick up that blitz, Dwayne. Corey Bird comes from Schneider's right side, the left side of the defense, and comes around the end. Okay, let's watch it. Here he comes from your right side. See, just no one there to pick him up. Not enough people in the backfield. Good play by Bird. Very good play.
UCF looking at 3rd and 10. Wide receivers everywhere in this formation. Schneider looking over the middle, heaves it long. It's going to be overthrown and picked off. An interception picked off by Roniel Whitaker, but a flag back downfield.
This is going to be a late hit on Ryan Schneider after the ball was dead, I believe, Dwayne. I don't know if it's going to affect the interception or not, but a blatant late hit.
Whitaker coming up with his 5th interception of the year. And they discuss it with UCF.
After the end of the run or the interception, we have a dead ball, personal foul against the defense, 15 yards, first down.
So it will cost Virginia Tech 15 yards. A look at the reception.
Once again, Schneider getting excellent protection. He just overthrows this ball a little bit. The late hit, it looked like, was by 71 David Pugh. He was just a little excited. He had a free shot on Schneider, and he went after him.
Whitaker coming up with the interception. 1st and 10. Ball on the 23. Virginia Tech keeping it on the ground. And a gain of a couple before Elton Patterson, the defensive end, was there to make the stop.
Dwayne, I kind of like Frank Beamer's philosophy going into this game. He said everybody in the stands knows what we're going to do. Everybody watching on TV knows what we're going to do. Let's just see now if Central Florida can stop us. Kind of like my old coach John Madden's philosophy.
Just good basic football.
Yes, sir.
Meyer looking long, and he's got a man open and perfectly thrown. A completion at the 20 and inside the 20 as he hits Emmett Johnson. Johnson, who has been the leading receiver for Virginia Tech this year, hauls that one in before Fisher managed to catch up with him.
All right, well, let's watch Meyer once again here. He's getting good protection. He lays this ball out perfectly. Watch Emmett Johnson striding out there. Look at that. He does not have to break stride. Just a perfect throw and a perfect catch. Good job by both Meyer and Johnson.
Well, the ball is on the 19-yard line in UCF territory. A give up the middle. Suggs continues to stay on his feet and battled his way down to close to the 5. He is very strong, has great acceleration, but great strength to go with it.
He is powerful. Boy, he showed me something on that, just dragging one or two tacklers with him. Breaks off the left guard, then cuts back to the right side. Breaks one tackle there, and here it is. 1, 2, 3. What an effort by Suggs on that run.
And so it's 1st and goal from the 5. Virginia Tech leading by a touchdown with 1:25 to play in the first quarter. And a pitch back, trying to go around the left side, and initially hit at the 5-yard line and out of bounds. They again pitched it back to Suggs, and he could not turn the corner.
And Dwayne, that was the same exact play that they had just scored on the last time they had the ball. Here we go again. Now watch Ferguson. He misses his block this time. See the missed block there? And here comes the pursuit.
So it's a 2nd and goal. Under a minute to play in the quarter. Dave Meyer making the started quarterback in the absence of Michael Vick. Give inside and a big pile up short of the goal line. So Virginia Tech continuing to try to power the ball through. They've got a great runner back there in Suggs. McGibbon making the stop that time.
That looked like a scrum. You ever play rugby? That's what that looked like, a scrum in rugby. Bunch of bodies.
Suggs the tailback. Kendrick in motion. Suggs gets the handoff, and he's in for the touchdown.
That is just smash mouth power football. Here it is. We're coming at you. Now what are you going to do? How in the world are you going to stop us?
And Suggs has not been stopped so far tonight. 3 touchdowns for Lee Suggs. This one coming with just 5 seconds left in the first quarter. And Carter Warley will attempt the point after. And that's good. So with 5 seconds remaining in the first quarter, Virginia Tech, on the strength of the running of Lee Suggs and taking advantage of a couple turnovers, building a 21-7 lead. So 3 touchdowns already for Suggs.
I wonder if there's a record in the NCAA for number of touchdowns in 1 quarter. That's a lot of touchdowns. For some guys, that's a career.
He is well on his way. 3 touchdowns tonight for Suggs. 22 for the year. He came in averaging over 100 yards per game, 2nd in the Big East and 21st in the country.
And Dwayne, if you're a defensive coordinator, Gene Chizik, for the Knights, he's got to get his team together on the sidelines. In fact, I think I see him with his team on the sidelines. Okay, gentlemen, let's stop them now. They've had the ball 3 times already. They've scored 3 touchdowns. We need someone to come up and make a big play. We need a turnover, an interception, or a fumble.
And the Virginia Tech kickoff into the end zone. And UCF will take it back out to the 20.
And that'll be the end of the quarter.
So at the end of 1 quarter tonight from Orlando, Virginia Tech 21, UCF 7. You're watching college football from ESPN+.
The year was 1935, and they played in canvas and leather helmets with no face masks or shin guards. Kroger was there. Through the years, the game changed, and Kroger changed. A delicatessen, a pharmacy, a bakery. This year's champion? Who knows? That game will have to be played. But you can be sure Kroger will be there. Let's go Krogering.
Election Night 2000.
Begin tonight with the latest result.
That is the senator-elect from the state of Virginia.
How did George Allen win this race?
John, I got to tell you, it has been so exciting here in the Republican Party headquarters.
A true display of Virginia teamwork.
More continuing coverage on News Channel 10 and Fox 2127.
Southwest Virginia turns to one place to get the results and the news first. The right news at the right time. The Fox 2127 10 o'clock news.
21-7, Virginia Tech leading UCF. Ryan Schneider out to again lead the Golden Knights. Virginia Tech taking advantage of a couple turnovers, and they've converted them into touchdowns. Flags on this one.
Offense.
And that's going to go against the offense. Against UCF.
And Dwayne, what happens here is when you have a passing offense and they're not on the field that long, it puts a lot of pressure on their defense. And the defense consequently is on the field a lot longer than the offense. And the way Virginia Tech is pushing around the defense of the Knights, it looks like they may already be getting tired here in the first quarter.
First and 15. The ball on the 15. And a pass over the middle is going to be underthrown. Incomplete. Whitaker back defending. He came up with the interception that ultimately set up the third touchdown for Virginia Tech.
This is not good for the Knights. They're moving backwards instead of forwards. And Schneider's got to get somebody in the huddle there. Ryan Schneider's got to get one of his teammates and say, hey, it's number 16, Corey Bird. He's a safety. He's blitzing. He's getting to me every single play. Somebody please block him.
Holding against the offense.
There's a hold.
That penalty has been refused. Second down.
So they'll take the down to make it 2nd and 15. Dwight Collins in the backfield. Schneider looking to pass, heaves it long, and it's going to be battled for at midfield and intercepted. Picked off by Billy Hardy, the redshirt sophomore out of Winter Haven, Florida, getting a start tonight.
And that was just a great break on the ball by Hardy. I watched him that whole play. You see the two wide receivers to the right, Henshaw and Clark, breaking. Now watch Hardy from the left screen. Here he comes into your picture and makes an outstanding interception.
And another flag on this play.
Personal foul, gets the defense, roughing the passer, 15 yards from the previous spot, automatic first down.
And this one will be a big help to Central Florida.
Dwayne, it almost looked like the Virginia Tech defense baited Schneider into throwing that ball down the middle because the safety came over to cover Henshaw, and then the cornerback came over, as we saw there. Hardy came over and made the great interception.
Well, Ryan Schneider and the Golden Knights will hang on to the football as a result of the infraction. And a toss inside, but boy, did they smell that one out. A little shovel inside, but nothing doing.
That's one of those shovel passes. It works once in a while, but good pursuit by the Virginia Tech defense that time to stuff it.
Howard, the ball carrier there, but they got nothing on that one. Second down, 13. They send Mack in motion and a whistle.
We have timeout. Calls to Virginia Tech. First of the half.
So with 14:05 left, we have a timeout on the field. UCF in possession. You're watching college football from ESPN+.
Have you heard about the tender steak sandwiches from Hardee's?
Heard about them. I just got one.
Me too.
All that tender steak, thin slice, piled high.
Plus all that Swiss cheese.
And Parmesan cheese sauce.
Not to mention the fresh lettuce and juicy tomatoes.
How about the seasoned onions?
My deluxe tender steak has lettuce and tomato.
Well, my Philly tender steak has seasoned onions.
Oh.
You want to trade?
You bet.
The deluxe tender steak sandwich.
And the Philly tender steak sandwich.
It's twice the tenderness.
And they're only at Hardee's.
Par, birdie. Whoa, par? Must be a Golf Magazine subscriber. Call now for your free trial issue and learn how to shave 3, 4, or 5 strokes off your game. Add 20 yards to your tee shots. Improve your short game. Shoot lower and play the best golf of your life. Call now for your free trial issue of Golf Magazine. If you like it, get 11 more issues, 12 in all for just $19.97. Plus, get this terrific Golf Magazine gear bag free with your paid subscription.
Call 1-800-848-9339 now.
2000 model year closeout at First Team Auto Mall. While supplies last, buy a 2000 Isuzu Rodeo LSE. Get a 2001 Hyundai Accent. It's just that easy. Or buy a new 2000 Isuzu Trooper. Get a 2001 Hyundai Accent. Or go farther with savings of up to $8,500 off MSRP on all remaining 2000 Isuzus in stock. Or choose 0.9% financing. And all Isuzus and Hyundais include America's best and longest warranty. Up to 10-year, 120,000 miles. Only at the no hassle zone. First Team Auto Mall on Peters Creek Road through November 30th.
Virginia Tech leading 21-7 on the strength of 3 first-quarter touchdowns. The first one set up on a turnover, a fumble with 12:30 left in the first quarter. The Tyson Henshaw fumble eventually led to the first of 3 touchdowns scored by Lee Suggs. This one from 1.5 yards out. Suggs scored again from 2 yards out with 4:31 to play in the quarter. And then in the closing seconds of the first quarter, Suggs again ultimately running the score to 21-7. There's the breakout so far. 3 rushing touchdowns for Suggs. And he has established a Big East scoring record with 132 points this year.
And already, Dwayne, as we mentioned earlier in the broadcast, we said he may carry the ball 30 to 40 times. Already this in the first quarter, he carried the ball 10 times for 40 yards, 3 touchdowns.
It will be second down and 13 for UCF. And here comes the blitz. Trouble, and he heaves it long. It's going to be a reception at the 48-yard line as Kenny Clark is there to haul it in. Boy, Schneider under unbelievable pressure, and Clark hauled it in across midfield.
What an amazing play by Schneider. I was waiting for him to go down in the pocket to get sacked. Watch this. There are Virginia Tech Hokies all over him. He throws this ball about 35 yards downfield perfectly to Clark.
So a big pass play to Kenny Clark. First and 10. They're at the 48-yard line. 13:37 to play in the first half. Schneider hit as he unleashes this one. And we have flags all over the field. Boy, was Schneider hit hard as he passed over the middle, and flags were dropped immediately.
Boy, and he was hit hard. Dwayne, as you said, number 40, Ben Taylor, Comes from his blind side. Schneider has no idea that he's coming. Once again, Virginia Tech is sending everybody after him.
Pass interference against the defense. The penalty is a first down.
And on the pass interference, the UCF drive continues. Billy Hardy on the hit for Virginia Tech. So it's 1st and 10 on the penalty. And stopped immediately, Edward Mack, and thrown for a loss. Kevin Lewis in on the stop. Brian Welch as well, a junior.
Great play on defense. Frank Beamer has made it perfectly clear. He said, Mike Kruzak, Ryan Schneider, here we come. We're coming after you every single time you throw the ball.
2nd down, 12. Back in motion to the left. Schneider tries to dump it over the middle around the 40-yard line, but it's incomplete.
And once again, the second nice play by Ben Taylor. He reads this screen, this quick screen inside. Watch Taylor come into the picture there. Boom. He's right there. Even if Clark had caught that ball, he wouldn't have gotten anywhere with it.
And he wasn't in very good shape to catch it.
He's trying to catch his breath now, though, after that hit.
3rd down, 12 for the Golden Knights. Out of the eye. And now into the slot goes Mack. And a pass complete to Henshaw. And he's inside the 25. Now this Tyson Henshaw has been playing with a separated left shoulder. He comes up with a big play there.
And that was a big play. You're right, Dwayne. All he does here, he runs straight down the field, runs about a 12-yard hitch. Watch, he just, boom, he stops right there, gets in the opening, catches the ball, turns it upfield.
First and 10 from the 25. Henshaw, despite the shoulder injury, has been effective, as you could see from those last series of numbers. Timeout here on the field with 12:22 to play in the half. 21-7 Virginia Tech. You're watching college football from ESPN+.
New batteries. Liquid wrench. Autocraft battery cables. AC Delco alternators. Advance Auto Parts carries more parts than any other store, including one you won't find anywhere else.
You know, we can give you a free installation if you like. Sure.
Advance Auto Parts. The best part is our people.
I am roomy and rugged. I am built to take you anywhere. I know no boundaries. I am available with financing as low as 5.9. That's 5.9% financing, plus $1,000 cash back on every 2001 Explorer. $1,000 cash back. I am a Ford SUV, the most complete lineup of SUVs on the planet, and I am waiting for you.
So, you think if you parked at the far end of the parking lot, your car would be safe. But accidents happen every day, no matter where you park. From small dents to big dents, Cuz's Auto Body Repair has the tools and staff on hand to repair the damage. Drop in for a free estimate. Cuz's Auto Body Repair, 425 West 4th Street, Salem, Virginia.
21, UCF 7. 12:22 to play in the first half. Let's go to the sideline now. Here's Ellen Weinberg. Ellen?
Thanks. So I'm joined by UCF's president, Dr. John Hitt. And for you, the mission of this program and for your school is to get into a conference. There's rumors about the MAC, Conference USA. I know you guys are big on the Big East. How important is a game tonight against a top 10 opponent?
Oh, I think this game is very important to us. We need to get into a conference. We've got a great crowd. It's a great night for football. I think it speaks very well for what we would offer a conference.
Now, not only is it a plan to get into a conference, but also upgrading your facilities, and you're about to break ground on a multi-million-dollar facility. How big is that for?
Well, it's extremely important that we be able to offer young men and women a great place to train, to develop their skills and abilities. So this $7 million facility is going to be a great step forward for UCF.
Great. Thanks for joining us, President Hitt. Let's go back upstairs to the action.
All right, Ellen, thank you. Edward Mack on the carry. A quick open and a gain of about 7 yards on 1st and 10. So it'll be 2nd and 3rd with the ball resting on the 18-yard line, let's call it. Ryan Snyder out of Plantation, Florida, making the most of his opportunity. He was on the scout team last year. And another give and a battle near first down yardage. And boy, are they fighting for every inch of ground down there close to the 15.
Right, and here we go again, Dwayne, in the red zone. Okay, a passing team has a hard time getting it into the end zone. But as we said earlier, the Golden Knights will score 85% of the time that they're down here, whether it's a field goal or a touchdown. 85% of the time, which is pretty high.
Mack on that last carry came up just short. Under a yard to go. 3rd. And here's a keeper. Snyder's seemingly across first down territory as they unpile. Let's see where they place it. It's going to be very close. And they're going to call the chains out. So we'll have a measurement.
Dwayne, even if they don't make it, I think at this point in the game, you're down 2 touchdowns. You have to go for it down here. Well,
and it's going to be a little short.
Let's see what the decision is by Krusek.
Well, there were a couple Golden Knights looking at that play with their hearts. Kenny Clark indicating they had it. Tyson Henshaw indicating first down, but it's going to be just short here.
Yeah, Krusek, you know, he's an old quarterback. He wants that first down. Then he wants the touchdown. Maybe he'll get both on this play.
Well, that stop made by Brian Welch out of Fairfax, Virginia. That's where Mike Krusek grew up. So it's 4th and inches. Snyder and UCF to the line of scrimmage. And this time he is over. Another keeper. Snyder thrown back, but his forward progress carried him to the line of scrimmage. And Mike, for the first time, this crowd has really fired up on one particular play here.
And they are fired up. You're right. I thought I was in College Station, Texas, watching that Texas A&M Oklahoma game today. The noise level here is just incredible, Dwayne.
The biggest crowd in the history of UCF football tonight in Orlando. So a new set of downs. Ryan Snyder looking to pass, and it's just incomplete. A little underthrown at the 10-yard line, intended for Kenny Clark. Whitaker was back covering.
Yeah, all right. You know, we've talked about the offensive line and his backs protecting Snyder. Once again, he gets this ball off, but boy, he's getting pounded. I mean, he's getting hit every single time he releases the ball. And we're only, you know, 4 or 5 minutes into the second quarter. Come on, guys.
And we're starting to see a little more rotation on that offensive line, and that's something that UCF will have to do tonight. They're giving away size, hoping to counter that with quickness.
Yeah, and this offensive line, Dwayne, they're designed to pass block. They're not really designed to run the ball, and that's why you have so many big bodies up there. I think they average about 6'5", 305 on the front line.
Rizal wide to the right side. Over the middle, and a tip, and that ball is picked off. An interception. Willie Pyle picking up the interception here.
It looks like that ball was tipped by somebody, either at the line or by the linebacker before Piles made the interception. Let's see if we can see it. Boom, there it is. It was tipped.
Tipped by Brian Welch, the youngster out of Fairfax, Virginia.
And you've got to love that on defense. That's the old tip drill. That's the old tip drill. All defensive coaches, whether you're a linebacker coach or a defensive backfield coach, you practice that every single day.
So an interception gives the football back to Virginia Tech. And boy, those turnovers so far have been very costly for UCF. And from the line of scrimmage, which is the 20, the carry stopped by Dimps. And it will be a pickup of about 5.
You know, it's unfortunate that UCF has had those 3 turnovers, 2 of them, you know, the interceptions, the 1 fumble, but I give Virginia Tech's defense a lot of credit. They're hanging in there. It's almost as though they're playing flag football out there because they know they're going to throw the ball every time.
Virginia Tech running it from the eye, and a toss goes back to Andre Kendrick, trying to turn the right corner and out of bounds across the 30-yard line. So Kendrick on the carry. And a first down in the making for Virginia Tech. Dave Meyer has stepped in, making only his 4th career start. Michael Vick out with that right ankle sprain. He sustained that against Pitt. Meyer, who started against Miami in that loss, 41-21, actually wound up passing for 225 yards against Miami on 13 of 25.
And if there was a decision tonight whether to use Vick, I think that has been answered already.
Meyer back to his left and swings it out. Incomplete. The pass overthrown, intended for Ernest Wilford.
One name we haven't heard really at all tonight is Tito Rodriguez. You know, the leading tackler on the team. And here we see a picture of Michael Vick, as we mentioned earlier. I think the way Myers is playing and the way Suggs is running the ball, Michael, take the night off, young man. You deserve it. Get ready for Virginia in 2 weeks.
Second down and 10. And the pass hauled in near the line of scrimmage, and that's about it. Well, UCF trying to make some adjustments, stopping Hawkins after the reception. For more on those adjustments, here's Helen Weinberg.
Thanks. Well, I had a chance to talk to Tommy Shavers, the defensive captain for UCF, who's out with an injury. He said that the coaches are harping on needing to be disciplined in the gaps and to stay at home, to let them come to you, especially Lee Suggs, if they feel they're overcommitted on him right now.
It will be 3rd and 10. That pass play got him back to the line of scrimmage, and that was it. Meyer dropping back under some pressure, scrambling. And this one, was it a forward pass or not? The ball is loose, and it's going to be ruled an incomplete forward pass. Meyer had the arm back, and did he start forward? Rico Joseph and Josh McGibbon teaming up on that one. And here's another look.
There's a penalty on Tito Rodriguez. He gets pulled down by the face mask. Boy, that is a close call there, Dwayne. I don't know if his arm was going forward. Did you see that?
It was a razor-thin call. The penalty holding declined after that big loss on what turned out to be an incomplete pass, and so it's going to be 4th and 10, a punting situation.
And that's a situation where Frank Beamer does not want Dave Meyer in at all tonight.
And a good rush on the punt. And it takes a bounce and down at the 39-yard line by Virginia Tech, but another flag. Another flag back around the 20-yard line. And that doesn't appear to be all that good for UCF. We're at 8:38 here left in the first half, and here's a look at that call.
Personal foul, roughing the kicker, defense, 15 yards from the previous spot, automatic first down.
Roughing the kicker call.
I don't really know if this is roughing. Well, yeah, he did get him. His leg was in the air, his foot was in the air. You're not allowed to hit the kicker when he's exposed like that. That was a good call. Even though the 55,000 fans didn't appreciate it, it was a good call, Dwayne.
And it keeps Virginia Tech in control of the football. Meyer under center. And to give inside and to the line, and that's about it. That's the other side of the UCF effort tonight. One of the things they had hoped to be able to do was to eat up some time and control the football and help their defense that way, but they've really been unable to do that, Mike.
You're right. You're exactly right, Dwayne. I'm glad to see the UCF defense stepping it up right here, especially Rodriguez in the middle.
Second down, 11. Looking to pass, but in trouble, and now scrambles to the 50, down the sideline and out of bounds as he approached the 35-yard line. So out of that scrambling, Dave Meyer picks up a first down for Virginia Tech.
Wow, who was that running that ball? He must have learned that move from Michael Vick. Watch this move right here. He scrambles, scrambles, scrambles to his right. Now watch the fake inside, boom, and then back out to the outside. That is a great move by Meyer. I wonder if he even knew he could do that.
He's convincing us. He carried the football to the 36. First and 10 there for Virginia Tech. Up the middle, and boy, a lot of running room and acceleration for Suggs. He's hit at the 25-yard line. Elliott Shorter in on the stop, but we're going to have a penalty against Virginia Tech.
You know, you have to be a little disappointed if you're now on the defense, you know, for the Golden Knights, because it looked like they had finally stopped the Hokies way back. It looked like they had gotten
the run against the offense. 10 yards assessed from the spot of the foul remains first down.
Okay, watch from the left side here. Right there, he's holding Tony Lambeau, 6'3", 286, and he's a good one, and he doesn't hold that often. He is a real good player. I've watched him a couple of games. I think he'll play in the next level next year.
Well, it'll be a first down, call it 17. Steps up and floats it out. He has a man. They get caught up, though, and it's incomplete. He was looking deep near the goal line, and an incomplete pass. Bush back defending against Ernest Wilford.
And that was a good no call by that official. Let's watch the replay here, Dwayne. Myers puts the ball up. Now look at the size difference in Wilford, who's 6'4". Okay, the legs get caught. David Bush makes a pretty good effort, and once again, as I said, that was a good no call.
Second and 17. Meyer an option and looking inside as he cuts now, and stopped just across the 40 down to about the 39-yard line. Demps coming in on the stop.
And defensive coordinator Gene Chizik has to be happy about this, because they're containing real well, and they would much rather see Myers running the ball and flipping it back to Suggs.
And in the defense of the defense, they've had to contend with 3 turnovers assessed against UCF. Meyer again looking to pass. That ball is tipped over the middle and almost intercepted. It came very close to being picked off by Rashad Smith. senior out of Miami.
I don't even think he ever saw that ball. It's tipped once again at the line of scrimmage. Myers looks like an old teammate of mine. Kenny Stabler in the pocket there. Plenty of time. It actually looked like Jared Ferguson tipped it out of the hands of Rashad Smith.
So 4th down. Punting situation. Taken at the 15 and dropped and covered at the 20 to 21 yard line. And UCF will take over, trailing 21-7. You're watching college football from ESPN+.
Make this holiday great with a good gift from Intellos, like a phone pack with free leather case, car power adapter, and dash mount. Or our new N-Region calling plan. Call 13 states plus DC with no roaming or long distance.
Thank you!
Or our new N-Town plan with unlimited local calling.
More ways to bring more people together.
Walking the ramps, Kiki and the Giants. Somebody's going down.
Sunday at 4 on Fox 21-27.
Apu fathers octuplets. And it's a dream come true.
Welcome to my nightmare.
The Simpsons.
Monday at 7 on Fox 21-27.
The search for Mulder.
He's here.
Takes an impossible turn. The X-Files.
Sunday at 9 on Fox 21-27.
Virginia Tech holding a 21-7 lead over UCF. It's a great layered look right there.
Looks like an Oakland Raider fan. Okay, let's watch now Asante Samuels. I think if he catches the ball on the run here, Dwayne, he can get down that sidelines. Unfortunately, he fumbled the ball, but he did a good job recovering his own fumble.
Snyder on a give inside. And back to the line of scrimmage. Corey Baker on the carry, the freshman. And David Pugh out of Madison Heights, Virginia, made the stop for Virginia Tech. All the scoring so far came in the first quarter. 21-7. Hokies leading the Golden Knights. Snyder in trouble and down at the 13-14 yard line.
Okay, let's watch Jake Housewright, and both Housewright and Bird come off the left side, and boy, Snyder just doesn't have a prayer getting this ball off. Watch, they send two Snyder from the right side. I mean, Housewright from the right, and he makes the tackle, but also Corey Bird. There you can see number 16 was in the backfield too. As we said earlier, Frank Beamer, he's sending everybody after Snyder.
He's been under pressure tonight, the redshirt freshman Ryan Snyder.
I don't know if he's seen pressure like this before.
He's looking at third and long, and the play is blown dead. Flags before they could execute the play.
Dead ball, delay of game, offense. 5-yard penalty, remains third down.
So against UCF, we'll take the ball just back inside the 10-yard line. And with penalties and the turnovers, it has been a tough first half for UCF. Down by 2 touchdowns. Snyder looking and almost intercepted. Nick Sorensen, the 5th-year senior, just could not hold it And so there was almost another turnover here as University of Central Florida runs out of downs and will have to punt it away.
Once again, though, good protection for Schneider on that particular play. Fortunately, the ball was not intercepted. That ball should have been intercepted.
Relied to do the punting. He gets it away. Back over midfield, and a good one at the 34-yard line. Taken right there and down the sideline. This is Whitaker. Whitaker inside the 20 and down near the 15-yard line. So Whitaker, who had a big interception in the first quarter, comes up with a great return here.
He got some great blocks before he was able to break down the sideline, Dwayne.
And more flags. Well, you said earlier, Mike, that this was like flag football, and you could be right, but
yeah.
in another manner. You can see Whitaker leaving there in some distress as he makes his way to the sideline.
Whitaker really looks hurt there. When he looks like he might have separated his shoulder. He came down, I believe, on his right shoulder. He looks like he's in a lot of pain.
They're sorting out the infractions here with both clubs. 4:20 left to go in the first half tonight. This big crowd of somewhere between 50 and 60,000. Awaiting the breakout of this infraction.
Intersection, we have a live ball, personal foul against the defense. At the end of the play, we have unsportsmanlike against the return team. We were penalized in order of occurrence.
Well, I'm confused.
Well, you heard the call.
All right, let's look at this. Here he comes. Breaks to his outside. Now he gets a good block. Right, boom, there. Makes a good move, and down the sideline he goes. Now watch as he gets hit. He gets away from 39 turns here. Well, you know, I didn't really see him get hurt. He looks fine there, Dwayne.
Yep.
When did he get hurt?
He got up and appeared to be fine until he approached the sideline. And out of all this, the offsetting penalties, in a sense, it turns out to be a first down at the 23-yard line.
All right, let's get back to some football. Tell those referees to keep those flags in their pockets.
It's getting awfully confusing, I'll tell you that. And time-consuming. They have Hawkins and Kendrick in the game in the backfield. And Kendrick gets the call down close to the 20 before he's pushed back. So a pickup of a couple.
I think at this point, Frank Bamer's saying, okay, guys, we've got about 4 minutes left in the half. Let's just keep running it, stuffing it down the throat. And if we score a touchdown, we score a touchdown. What the worst that can happen, we'll get a field goal down here. And we'll run off some time also.
There's also that wear down factor at work.
Yes, sir.
Dave Meyer, the senior quarterback. And now the toss incomplete. He gave Kendrick an opportunity.
Number 15 on that play, Dwayne, Tony Hartman, an outside linebacker, was not fooled at all. Here we see Myers give the ball off, stops. Hawkins throws the ball back, but watch 15 Hartman. He is right there. In fact, if that ball was thrown a little better, he might have picked that one off.
So incomplete, Kendrick to Meyer. And now it's third down and 8. Meyer keeping the ball. coming in, but he's short of the 15.
Yeah, but a good safe play there. He didn't want to pitch it, doesn't want to risk a fumble in this situation. And as we mentioned, Wayne, they'll settle for a field goal right here. Okay, he's got the ball out there. Boom. Watch out. Put that ball away, young man. Makes a good decision not to pitch it.
So they will attempt a field goal here. It will be a 33-yard attempt. It is down. The kick is up. And it is good. So Warley converts the field goal. That will make it 24-7 Virginia Tech. You're watching college football from ESPN+.
It is the dawn of a new day as the Big East Conference welcomes Virginia Tech basketball. Now see the Tech men and women compete against the best every single week. The Big East has a 21-year tradition of excellence with 10 Final Four appearances, including 3 men's and 2 women's national championships. It's the start of a thrilling new tradition in Blacksburg. Don't miss the Hokies' inaugural season in the Big East. Call now for tickets and catch Hokie Fever.
If you've been injured in an accident, there is a law firm with more than 20 offices in Virginia, with attorneys licensed in Maryland, West Virginia, the District of Columbia, in California, and Seattle, Washington. Chandler, Franklin, and O'Brien. If you have a serious case, you need serious legal assistance. To apply for help from Chandler, Franklin, and O'Brien, call 1-800-777-6199.
Come drive excitement, Pontiac excitement at Woodson Pontiac. From the all-new Aztec to the youthful Sunfire, the luxurious Bonneville to the sporty Grand Am, the wide-track Grand Prix to the true muscle car Firebird, and don't forget the rugged Montana. At Woodson Pontiac, the customer comes first. Our knowledgeable sales staff and experienced service department will exceed your expectations. Serving the area for over 6 decades, Woodson Pontiac, Williamson Road, Roanoke.
Virginia Tech on the Carter Warley field goal, adding to the advantage. It's 24-7 before this big crowd here. Let's get down to the Virginia Tech sideline. Here's Greg Roberts.
Dwayne, when Virginia Tech takes the field after this kickoff, you will not see number 94 and you will not see number 2. That is Chad Beasley and Rania Whitaker. Whitaker just suffered a sprained shoulder on that return. They're saying his status is questionable. And number 94, Chad Beasley, one of the leaders of the Virginia Tech defense, he is out of this ball game with a high ankle sprain. So that is a huge setback for this Virginia Tech defense.
That high ankle sprain seems to be something that's going around on this Virginia Tech squad. Andre Davis suffering that. Michael Vick out with the right ankle sprain as well. And so more bad news in the health front for Virginia Tech. Ward on that return.
Dwayne, I have to apologize because even after looking at the replay on Whitaker's return, I still didn't see how he hurt his shoulder. Now maybe he just came down on it awkwardly. It didn't look like he took a hard hit at all. And as we both saw, he got up off the ground and he looked fine.
The Golden Knight offense, 80 yards on their touchdown drive, but they have run into problems, turnover problems in their other possessions, leading ultimately to Virginia Tech scores. And the first play from scrimmage takes it out over the 20-yard line. David Pugh in on the stop.
It's like they're going into a 2-minute offense or a no-huddle offense here, Dwayne. Just trying to get off as many plays as they can at this point. Here comes the blitz again.
Snyder with the pass. That's a completion out to Davis, and now the ball is kicked loose and picked up at the 27-yard line. But was he down?
Yes.
Pyle got
I'm
in.
gonna say yes.
Pyle got in on the stop. Hey, there's Whitaker. He's back already. That's great recuperative powers right there.
They've got great trainers on the Hokie sideline, apparently. Once again, Schneider just takes a tremendous shot from Corey Bird. Mike Kruzak has to get somebody on the sidelines and say, gentlemen, please, let's block him. Our quarterback is getting killed back there.
Time for a measurement. A little better than 2 minutes left in the half. And that is enough this time for the UCF first down.
Dwayne, on the other hand, Schneider either has to get rid of the ball a little quicker before, Corey Bird gets a chance to get to him. He's got to start reading that a little faster and get rid of the ball.
And it's all about what they'd like to do is that 5-step in about 2.7 seconds to unload it.
Yep.
Any more than that spells trouble.
That's right.
Schneider on the give inside, cutting back end is Edward Mack. Lamar Cobb is there on that stop.
And Virginia Tech is not respecting the running game of Central Florida at all. I mean, they're not even looking for the run at this point.
An interesting break out there when Schneider's in the pocket and outside the pocket. He's had to do his share of scrambling, and this one knocked down. Housewright was right there. Jake Housewright, a junior out of Gate City, Virginia.
Well, they have been coached well, because that's another one that Housewright should have had, and they are filling the passing lanes here. Watch this. Watch how Housewright gets out to his right. You'll see him coming. There he is. Boom. And he knew exactly where that ball was going to be thrown. That's just good coaching and good play also by Housewright.
Third down, 8 to go. The line of scrimmage is the 30-yard line. Schneider from the shotgun. Over the middle, and he has Mack. He's got a first down and then some. Ball down as he approached the 45-yard line. Nick Sorensen was there. The reception for Mack, the 5'9" senior. He's got pretty good breakaway speed, so if you give him a chance, he's gone.
Yeah, and that was a real well-disguised play. Mack made like he was going to block. Then he just got downfield about 2 yards, and Schneider got him the ball.
First and 10 from the 45. Schneider under pressure again, and the ball is incomplete, and he continues. Ben Taylor was all over him that time.
Oh boy, he was on his back again. Ben Taylor and Corey Bird are welcoming Mr. Schneider. If the Hokies, the Golden Knights want to join the Big East, gentlemen, welcome to the Big East.
So it's a second down coming. Second and 10. The ball is loose, knocked loose. Virginia Tech in possession, picking up that fumble and carrying it in is Nathaniel Adibi. Again, it was Taylor on the hit, and another turnover for UCF. Adibi takes it in for the touchdown.
And this is going on the entire first half. Look at this. Taylor just comes in off the side untouched. Totally untouched. I have to give a lot of credit to defensive coordinator Bud Foster, because he's got a great package, a great defense.
Now the snap is not good. They still can't pick this thing up. And finally they fall on it back over midfield. And we have flags flying again. I think they're going to get another late hit on Samuel. But on the point after, the botch point after, went all the way back to midfield after the fumble recovery touchdown by Adibi.
That's got to make the highlight film or the Follies film.
And they have those flags out, and will sort out the infractions again. That ball defied anyone picking it up.
The result of the PAT is no good. After PAT, we have a dead ball, personal foul, defending team. 15 yards will be assessed on the kickoff.
Not a bad snap here. Ball just gets by the holder. Now watch this ball. This ball's kicked, fumbled, knocked for about 30 yards. I get a kick out of plays like that. And I'll tell you what tonight, Dwayne, the officials are going to have to send their flags to the dry cleaners because they're sure getting dirty tonight.
And it's now 30-7, Virginia Tech, with just under a minute to play here in the first half. And another turnover. The fumble recovery by Adibi as Ben Taylor hit Snyder. And Adibi picked it up and ran it in for the touchdown.
It's been a very, very sloppy first half for the Golden Knights. Dwayne, they started out, you know, they fumbled the first time they had the ball. They scored the second time, tied the game at 7. But ever since Henshaw scored that touchdown, it's just been very, very sloppy.
They actually moved the ball very well the first time they had it until the turnover. And the kickoff now will occur from midfield as a result of the personal foul. Asante Samuel back to receive. Carter Warley will kick it off. And he kicks it through the end zone. And again, UCF will have possession of the ball. Now down 30-7 with 58 seconds to play. Boy, has it been a long first half for that young man, Ryan Snyder. He's been under great pressure. He's been hit.
He's going to spend a lot of time in the whirlpool in the tub tonight after this game.
That last fumble resulted in the Virginia Tech touchdown by Nathaniel Adibi. Snyder, the ball in the air and a completion. First down and out of bounds goes Jimmy Frizzell. Frizzell picking up the reception. The sophomore out of Lakeland, Florida.
Here's something I would love to see, Dwayne. I've never seen this before. When you play prevent defense, obviously, as the Hokies are, take all your defensive linemen out. Just put in a whole bunch of linebackers and defensive backs. Don't even put any pressure on the quarterback.
Snyder at the 40. He has a completion and a breakaway by Mack up to the 50. He's brought down by Brian Welch again, who's having a good night for the Virginia Tech defensive unit.
And that's the same exact play we just saw in the last series. They just dumped the ball over the middle of Mack and then let him run with it.
Four turnovers, 6 possessions for UCF. A completion and out of bounds at the 44. Tyson Henshaw.
Yeah, you're not going to beat anybody with 4 turnovers in the first half. I don't care who you're playing, especially the number 8th ranked team in the nation. Without those turnovers, this still remains a pretty close game.
Down to 33 seconds left. Well, you're not going to play a team of this caliber and make mistakes and hope to be in the game. Snyder passing to Davis.
All right, and as we mentioned before, Dwayne, Snyder now sees Corey Bird coming off from his right side, and he's getting rid of the ball a lot quicker, which is smart.
Another first down over the middle and a reception there at the 30-yard line, just inside the 30. And Davis again on this reception, and he is shaken up. Davis, a 6'2" junior out of Fort Lauderdale, made the reception, and he's down at the 30.
And that's not good. Yeah, that's not good when they're looking at the knee like that. Davis will come in from your left side of the screen there. There he is, boom. And you see as he gets hit, he's pulled back and it looks like he hyperextended that knee.
You could see his reaction grabbing for that area.
Yeah, and that was an immediate reaction, too. He felt that pain immediately.
Well, Virginia Tech built a 21-7 lead at the end of a quarter. And they have kept great pressure, their defense, on Ryan Schneider. They've taken advantage of all of these turnovers. 4 turnovers committed by UCF. Virginia Tech getting an interception early in this quarter. And that eventually led to a field goal, 33-yard field goal by Warley.
And what Mike Krusak has to do at halftime, Dwayne, he's got to go in there with his offense, because he is also the coordinator, the offensive coordinator, in addition to being the head coach. He's got to design somehow a formation where someone is blocking either Ben Taylor or Corey Bird, whether he keeps a back in or keeps a tight end in, because they have to keep him off Schneider.
So Davis out of the game with the injury. Hinshaw back in there. Brazil wide to the right side. Schneider looking left, has a man open, and it's incomplete at the 10. Hinshaw, the intended receiver, went up, had his hands on it, but as he turned and twisted, could not haul it in.
And that's a ball, if you ask him, he probably says he should catch it. Now I'm wondering how his shoulder injury affected him, because he has to go high in the air. Watch this. Oh, he almost had that ball. That would have been a great catch. Here he goes down the sidelines. Oh, that's in his hands. He should have that one.
So it goes to 3rd down and 4. Closing seconds of the first half. Schneider under pressure, and he throws another interception. Picked off at the 28-yard line. David Pugh on the interception. The 5th turnover of the half. And with 5 seconds left, David Pugh has picked off the interception.
Is that a first for him? A defensive lineman making an interception? Once again, tremendous pressure by the Hokies. Here comes Taylor again. And he's trying to get the ball out there at Edward Mack. And Pugh just happened to be in the right place at the right time.
So Virginia Tech taking the snap and ending the first half. The Hokies have built a 30-7 lead at the half here in Orlando. And Florida Citrus Bowl before a crowd of between 50 to 60,000, and for the most part, as a result of the heavy pressure applied to the young quarterback Ryan Schneider and the turnovers, it has been a quiet crowd here. Let's go to Greg Roberts on the field.
I'm joined by Virginia Tech head coach Frank Beamer. Coach, you're up by 23 points, but you don't look very happy.
Well, we just too many penalties. Made some big plays, but, you know, we just got to keep the pressure on. We just got to keep going right now. I think we're playing hard. We just need to play a little bit better.
Coach, your running game, Lee Suggs, you've just been pounding him in there.
Well, we have, but yet the last 3 times we've bogged down a little bit. So I want to get back in here and get that running game cranked up again and keep this thing going.
Will you remind your ball club what this team did at Alabama?
Absolutely. I mean, they're dangerous. They throw the ball. They do it well. So we'll let them know.
Thank you. Frank Beamer joining us here at the half. Let's go back up to the booth.
And at the half, it's a 37 contest. Virginia Tech ranked 8th in the country, leading the Golden Knights of UCF. You're watching college football tonight from Orlando, Florida, from ESPN+.
I am roomy and rugged. I am built to take you anywhere. I know no boundaries. I am available with financing as low as 5.9. That's 5.9% financing, plus $1,000 cash back on every 2001 Explorer. $1,000 cash back. I am a Ford SUV, the most complete lineup of SUVs on the planet, and I am waiting for you.
What kind of a company are we? We're people like you. Our families are growing. We're buying new homes, enjoying a career, or looking beyond it. Yet, no matter where you are in life, it's important to plan for where you want to be. Talk to a financial advisor at First Union Securities, because the future has a way of arriving before you know it.
Welcome back to Orlando, Florida, where the number 8 ranked Virginia Tech Hokies have a 30-7 lead over the Golden Knights of UCF. With Mike Ciani, Dwayne Stats with you at halftime. And we heard Coach Beamer, although his club is up by a big margin here, Mike, he's not altogether happy with what's happened out there.
Well, he's not happy because there are just too many penalties and there's too many mistakes out there. He's fortunate that his defense is playing real well, and they've turned the ball over, or they've gotten the ball turned over by Central Florida 4 times, which I believe has led to about 24 points.
Now, from the UCF perspective, if you're in their locker room, what are you trying to do now?
Yeah, Mike, that's a good question, Dwayne. Mike Krusak has to get his offense together and say, okay, gentlemen, we are moving the ball. We are moving the ball. We're throwing it well. We have to protect Ryan Schneider. However, we have to stop the turnovers and also the penalties. We cannot have those penalties.
Well, we're at halftime. It's a 30-7 ball game. Virginia Tech up. We'll be joined by Jim Weaver, the Virginia Tech AD, when we return from Orlando. 37 halftime, Virginia Tech over UCF.
First and goal for Miami. So Larry Jones, he is at the guard. Touchdown, Miami!
Here's Walker. Walker left side. Walker. Tom Walker score. West Virginia has done it.
Here's the snap. The kick is away. It is good! Boston College wins!
Last play of the ball game to the tight end, Brominski. He got it down! Boston again!
This kick is in the air. It is good! It is good! One of the greatest wins ever!
Let that celebration begin.
You're going to love the great taste of McDonald's. For a limited time, we're serving up the mouth-watering McRib sandwich. You'll love our juicy pork sandwich smothered in a savory barbecue sauce with onions and pickles. One bite, and you'll be smiling.
We love to see you smile.
Individually, they are standouts in their respect.
This is a national sales alert from Dodge. Effective immediately for 5 full years. Get 0 APR on 2000 Dodge Stratus and Intrepid, 0.9 APR on 2000 Dodge Dakota and Durango, and 4.9 APR on select all-new 2001 Dodge Caravans. See your Dodge dealer immediately, as 60-month financing can save you over $5,600.
See the friendly Dodge dealer near you.
Thanks for calling Domino's. Andy? Hey, I know we're busy, but we still make all of our pizzas by hand.
At Domino's, our pizzas are made by hand and delivered hot to your door. Domino's, bad Andy, good pizza.
It's the Domino's 2+2+2 deal. That's 2 medium 2-topping pizzas and a 2-liter bottle of Coca-Cola for only $13.99. Get 2 pizzas with 2 toppings and a 2-liter for $13.99.
Make this holiday great with a good gift from Intellos, like a phone pack with free leather case, car power adapter, and dash mount. Or our new N-Region calling plan. Call 13 states plus DC with no roaming or long distance.
Thank you!
Or our new N-Town plan with unlimited local calling.
More ways to bring more people together.
At McDonald's, we know it makes you smile, because right now you can get 2 classic Big Mac sandwiches for just $2.22. That's right, 2 of your favorite burgers for just $2.22. Now I know you're smiling.
We love to see you smile.
The Citrus Bowl at halftime, the Hokies of Virginia Tech building a 30-7 lead over the Golden Knights of UCF. Dwayne Stats with you at halftime. It has been a half of turnovers for UCF, and Virginia Tech has taken advantage of those mistakes. Earlier we discussed with Frank Beamer, the head coach of Virginia Tech, how this team stacks up in regard to the BCS standings.
I think when it's all said and done, the BCS is going to work fine. I think the two best teams is going to play for the national championship. And I think if we can find a way to win this ball game today and win our next ball game, we'll be in the BCS. We've got a good team. We've got a lot of good players. We happen to have the best player in the country when he's healthy. We travel well. The TV ratings, some of the highest ratings last year was when Virginia Tech was playing. So I think we got the total package that would be very attractive to a bowl.
And we're joined by Jim Weaver, the athletic director from Virginia Tech, here at the half. Jim, one of the things Coach Beamer said, he said this team travels well, and that means more than just playing well on the road, but there are a lot of supporters from Virginia Tech coming along with this, and that's something that's very important when you look at things like the BCS.
Dwayne, that's absolutely right. We've had a great fan following for a lot of years. We took between 35 and 40,000 people to New Orleans last year for the national championship game. We think that will help us in our quest to get an at-large bid in the BCS if Miami should end up ultimately winning the Big East championship.
Let's take a look at those standings and see how, as they relate to Virginia Tech and some of the other clubs in the running, how that may work and what Virginia Tech really has to do and what kind of help they need to get a bid.
Well, the first thing Virginia Tech has to do, Dwayne, is to take care of business. We have to finish the second half of this UCF game, take a week off, and then come back against our arch rival, the University of Virginia, at home Thanksgiving weekend and beat the Cavaliers. And then we'll hope that we can have some help somewhere along the way. Hopefully Notre Dame will not take a spot from us, and hopefully somebody from the Pac-10 won't take one of those spots, which will allow us an opportunity if we can take care of business.
Jim, I know you're proud, as you mentioned, what they've done in terms of attendance on the road, but they've gotten great home support as well under your tenure.
Absolutely. This year, Dwayne, we sold out every game in July, and that's an exciting thing to have happen in Blacksburg. We have just a great atmosphere for college football in Lane Stadium. We're going to be adding 11,000 plus seats for the 2002 season and luxury boxes also, and then 36 more for the 2003 season.
All right, Jim, good luck, and we wish you the best and the continued success for Virginia Tech.
Thank you. It's good being with you here in the Citrus Bowl.
Jim Weaver, the athletic director of Virginia Tech. Let's take a look at some of the scores from today around the Big East. Miami winning at Pittsburgh. Some thought Pittsburgh might be ready for an upset, but Miami wins big there, 35-7. Notre Dame a winner. A final over Boston College at home, a 28-16 final. Syracuse defeating Temple 31-12, and West Virginia an overtime winner. West Virginia 31-24 over Rutgers. Don Nehlen picked up his 200th career win, and that one for West Virginia. And again, here at the half, Virginia Tech has built a 30-7 lead over UCF. More football coming.
You know, y'all, there's a lot to love in a hot, golden Hardee's made from scratch biscuit.
Yeah, where do you start?
With yours!
Hey! Get your own bacon, egg, and cheese biscuit for just 99 cents.
At Hardee's!
The year was 1935, and they played in canvas and leather helmets with no face masks or shin guards. Kroger was there. Through the years, the game changed, and Kroger changed. A delicatessen, a pharmacy, a bakery. This year's champion? Who knows? That game will have to be played. But you can be sure Kroger will be there. Let's go Krogering.
It's time for John Boy Jeopardy. What's tender, juicy, available only at Hardee's, and almost gone? The answer is my dinner. Hey! 10 pieces and 5 biscuits, only $7.99 at Hardee's.
So, you think if you parked at the far end of the parking lot, your car would be safe. But accidents happen every day, no matter where you park. From small dents to big dents, Cuz's Auto Body Repair has the tools and staff on hand to repair the damage. Drop in for a free estimate. Cuz's Auto Body Repair, 425 West 4th Street, Salem, Virginia.
For 62 years since 1938, Fulton Motor Company has served the Roanoke Valley with pride. Fulton is also the oldest Jeep dealer in the state of Virginia, and they've accomplished this by providing quality vehicles and service to their customers. Today, the tradition continues. Fulton Chrysler Jeep on Franklin Road in Roanoke still offers quality Chrysler and Jeep vehicles, from the Jeep Grand Cherokee to the exciting new PT Cruiser. So do business with a dealer that's going to be here today and tomorrow. Fulton, Roanoke's exclusive Chrysler Jeep dealer.
Virginia Tech leading the Golden Knights of UCF here in Orlando. It's a 30-7 halftime lead with Mike Ciani. This is Dwayne Stats. Great to have you with us tonight. Well, UCF had hoped to come in and make a statement about their Division I program here. They have a victory over Alabama, hoping to play well here against Virginia Tech, the number 8 team in the country. So far, turnovers really have prevented them from doing that, Mike.
Yeah, and you're absolutely right, Dwayne. As we mentioned earlier, they are moving the ball on offense. They're putting a lot of pressure, though, on their own defense because they are turning the ball over and giving Virginia Tech a lot of opportunities to score.
They had hoped to play sort of a possession-type offensive game to try to keep the Virginia Tech offense off the field, but that hasn't panned out either.
No, and what has happened actually late in the second quarter, we saw that Virginia Tech is not respecting their running game whatsoever. I mean, they're sending Ben Taylor and Corey Bird every single time after Schneider.
And in the meantime, Virginia Tech, at least early, had Lee Suggs to really set the stage and for a great night scoring those 3 first-quarter touchdowns.
Yeah, and we're going to see a lot more of him in the second half, I can guarantee. As Frank Beamer said, he wants to see Corey Suggs run the ball a lot in the second half.
Let's take a look at the first half highlights, and a lot of that, of course, revolving around that big first quarter. The first touchdown of the game, with just a little over 11 minutes left, went to Suggs before Ryan Schneider came up with this touchdown pass. The only score of the first half, Mike, for UCF.
Right, and at that point, Dwayne, the score was tied. The score is tied 7-7. Okay, here we see Ben Taylor coming from the blind side, causing the fumble, and Adibi picks it up and runs it in for the touchdown. As we mentioned, at halftime, Krusak has to get in his locker room and say, gentlemen, we must protect our quarterback. Someone must block those guys coming off the corners.
And UCF had hoped to run the ball a little better than they have all year. They've averaged 80 yards rushing all year, and they're just barely over 20. But there's no way that you can get away from that turnover column.
No, and as we also mentioned earlier, 5 turnovers in any half against any team, you're not going to be able to win any ball games, especially against the number 8 team in the country in Virginia Tech. Actually, if you look at the yardage, Dwayne, you know, Central Florida is out rushing them, and they're out, you know, they've got 225 yards compared to 208. But again, those turnovers really hurt.
And a lot of that passing yardage came in that last set of downs that they had to close out the first half. It is a lopsided 30-7 halftime score. Virginia Tech leading UCF, and we'll be back with more from Orlando in just a moment.
In the future, emergency wounds will be sealed and healed in seconds with a remarkable new surgical glue. It's happening now at Virginia Tech. Soon, a completely new form of internet will change our world. It's happening now. Virginia Tech. Knowledge at work.
Ding, 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 ding! Hat up a tree! Ding, ding! False alarm!
He's out there with tasty Subway Selects on 3 new gourmet breads that are giving Subway sandwiches a delicious new taste. like fresh-baked Parmesan oregano and hearty Italian with cornmeal. Sure, he's just a shadow, but he's a shadow on a mission. Subway, eat fresh.
Want something hot for dinner tonight? Try one of the new hot and delicious Subway Select Subs. Only at Subway restaurants.
2000 model year closeout at First Team Auto Mall. While supplies last, buy a 2000 Isuzu Rodeo LSE. Get a 2001 Hyundai Accent. It's just that easy. Or buy a new 2000 Isuzu Trooper. Get a 2001 Hyundai Accent. Or go farther with savings of up to $8,500 off MSRP on all remaining 2000 Isuzus in stock. Or choose 0.9% financing. And all Isuzus and Hyundais include America's best and longest warranty. Up to 10-year, 120,000 miles. Only at the No Hassle Zone. First Team Auto Mall on Peters Creek Road through November 30th.
You may not realize it, but room air may have pollen, dust, smoke, or other particles too small to see. That's why you need a compact, easy-to-use Panasonic air purifier. It turns itself on to filter airborne impurities that pass through it. You can see it working. Fortunately, you can barely hear it. Air purifiers from Panasonic, just slightly ahead of our time.
At Lee Hartman & Sons, corner of Cove and Hirschberger Roads.
30-7, Virginia Tech leading the Golden Knights of UCF as we close out the halftime festivities here. Let's go down to the UCF sideline and bring in Ellen Weinberg.
Thanks. I'm joined by head coach Mike Kruzek. And Mike, for you, I know you were disappointed with the defense in the first quarter, but the second quarter they really responded. The story for you guys have also been turnovers. How'd you address your team?
Well, I don't think there's any secret as to why we're behind. You can't turn the ball over 4 times and give up 14 points on just out and outright turnover against a great Virginia Tech team. Defensively, I thought we bent a little bit, but didn't break. Playing confident football. We addressed the turnover issue. Our kids are playing with confidence. Their defense has not stopped us. They're bringing the heat. They're bringing some blitzes. We got to throw hot off of something we've done all year. And for one reason or another, not making a play tonight. We knew that they were going to do that. We're hoping that they would do it. We just got to go out and execute the second half.
All right, good luck, Coach. Let's go back upstairs, guys.
All right, Ellen, again, the halftime is 37. A big crowd here in Orlando, the biggest in the history of UCF football. Prior to this, they had crowds of a little better than 40,000. It'll be between 50 and 60,000 here tonight. This Virginia Tech team, 8th in the country, explosive offensive team. On the defensive side, they started the year young. They have improved. Frank Beamer talked about that.
I think our defense has continued to improve. Now, we've had some rough plays, but overall, they played very hard. They've improved. It's just a very young defense. You know, we're starting 8 new guys, and then all those backups are new guys. So it's just, you know, you just can't speed maturity up. You can't speed experience up. You just got to get in the games and get your experience. But I've been very pleased with the way our defense has progressed throughout the year.
And you would think he would be impressed with what has happened tonight in terms of big plays. Whitaker had that 55-yard punt return on the interception. Of course, Suggs had that great offensive first half with 3 rushing touchdowns, and then the fumble recovery by Adibi, and he ran that one in 36 yards for a touchdown.
Right, and I liked what he said about the pressure. He's coming at him. He's coming at Central Florida with the pressure from the outside. And once again, defensive coordinator Bud Foster has really put in a good scheme here. Central Florida to be successful in the second half, as Kruzak said, Schneider has to get rid of the ball quicker and read the blitz coming. Beamer's defensive coordinator, Bud Foster, has just done a great job tonight.
We're in Orlando at the Florida Citrus Bowl with Mike Ciani. Dwayne Stats with you tonight. Great to have you along. We have just a beautiful evening for college football. It has been something of a rugged first half for UCF. And Virginia Tech, on the heels of their 41-21 loss last week to Miami, building a 30-7 halftime lead.
I like that word, Dwayne. Rugged.
And the kickoff to start the second half. Return to the 20, across the 25, and out to the 29-yard line before Andre Kendrick was finally dropped, the 5'7", fifth-year senior. And Dave Meyer You can see what he did at Miami. 225 yards in the losing effort. 55 yards passing tonight on 2 of 6. And he is at the controls to start the third quarter. And a give up the middle. Straight down the middle and running. Lee Suggs starting the second half the way he started the first half. And Rico Joseph, the junior out of Lake Worth, made the stop.
And Frank Beamer, true to his word, he said he's going to come out in the second half and once again establish his running game.
Pickup of 6 on the first play. 2nd and 4. Suggs again gets the call, has the first down, and carries the tackler out across the 45-yard line. Brought down at the 46 by Damian Demps.
Dwayne, I have to wonder, and I know it's just the beginning of the second half right here, but I have to wonder how the Central Florida defense is feeling right now. If they're tired, you know, they've been pushed around the field, and I got to kind of think that they are getting a little bit tired. Again, even though it is early in the second half.
You can see the line on Suggs. He has established a Big East scoring record. And a roll to the left after the fake by Myers, and the pass is incomplete. The pass intended for Ernest Wilford, and Bush was there defending.
Good throw by Myers. I like the way he came out of the pocket on the bootleg. Watch this. Okay, good fake here. Here he comes out to his left, sets, throws just a little bit high. Wilford might have had a hand or two, but I don't know if that ball is actually catchable.
2nd down, 10. And flags, and boy, that was a recurring theme in the first half. Penalties, and we have one coming here on the 2nd and 10.
Dead ball foul, contact foul, in the neutral zone, defense, 5 yards. Second down.
And again, it will go against UCF. Michael Vick, who played sparingly in the Miami game before Meyer finished it. And Vick, who did not practice this week and dressed, as you can see, but not playing tonight. And there's no secret what he has meant to this Virginia Tech offense over the past couple years. Again, Suggs looking for room across midfield and stopped right there. Josh McGibbon on the stop.
I guess when you're Michael Vick and you're on the sidelines and you have that baseball cap on, Dwayne, it must mean that you're having a good night, even though you're not playing, but your backup, Dave Myers, is doing an outstanding job. And this game, as we know, injuries do play a large part in this game.
It'll be 3rd and 2. The Hokies. And a give up the middle. First down yardage. It's going to be close, but they will have enough, it would appear. And again, this time, the give went to Jared Ferguson. Hey, let's check in with Greg Roberts on that Virginia Tech sideline.
Guys, as you see Virginia Tech running this ball down the field, remember they are number 6 in the nation with almost 270 rushing yards per game. It all starts up front. Anthony Lambeau, Matt Laird, Josh Redding, Dave Cadeller. They are all seniors. They started every game last year, and they've started every game this year.
They have a first down, 1st and 10, and another give, and a big gain here to the 35-30, down inside the 25 to the 20. Before Suggs has finally run out of bounds, Rico Joseph running him out. So a big game for Virginia Tech.
Greg Roberts, that timing was perfect talking about the offensive line. Look at how they just blow away the Golden Knights defensive line. Suggs makes a real good run here. Gets out of bounds. Almost a late hit.
15 rushes, 100 yards for Suggs. He has at least 5 games in which he has gained at least 100 yards this year. this time to about the 15, and that's it. Damian Demps up to make that stop.
And Suggs is going to get well over his average tonight. He's averaging about 105, 106 yards per game. And as you said, 15 carries, 100 yards. That's a pretty good average. I mean, as a receiver, you would like to have some of those stats, some of those numbers.
Fire on 2nd and 9. Third quarter. And up the middle this time for a couple more yards. Well, Suggs establishing that Big East scoring record that had been held by Darnell Campbell of Boston College since 1993 with 126. And Suggs with the 3 touchdowns tonight, eclipsing that mark. 22 rushing touchdowns this year. That's a, as you can see there, a Big East season record and a Virginia Tech school record as well. He's now had 10 starts in which he scored at least 1 touchdown, 3 tonight. Suggs will take it in for the touchdown right up the middle, and that's number 4. Suggs taking it in from about the 13-yard line, and Virginia Tech on the board again to make it 36-7.
What a wonderful job by the offensive line. Lambo, Laird, Demasi on the left side, Demasi the center. Suggs gets into the end zone virtually untouched.
And now they will attempt the point after touchdown. Suggs had 4 touchdowns against Rutgers. He has 4 tonight. And the point after touchdown is good. That will give Virginia Tech a 37-7 lead. You're watching college football from ESPN+.
Remember college?
I bet you do.
I bet you do.
Remember the highs, the lows,
The pressure.
the party?
Are you kidding me? You're gonna risk your hard-earned cash
Take food off your table. Off your table?
betting on
18-year-old kids? You might as well.
Throw your money away.
Fool.
Fool.
So watch our games for this kind of
This kind of action.
not this.
Not this.
Because if you're banking on me,
To make your day?
don't bet on it. Don't bet on it.
I am roomy and rugged. I am built to take you anywhere. I know no boundaries. I am available with financing as low as 5.9. That's 5.9% financing, plus $1,000 cash back on every 2001 Explorer. $1,000 cash back. I am a Ford SUV, the most complete lineup of SUVs on the planet, and I am waiting for you.
At Sonny Merriman Incorporated, you'll find everything from flatbed trailers and dry vans to buses and paratransit vehicles. With names like Fontaine and Dorsey, we rent and sell a full line of new and used trailers. We provide churches, retirement communities, and resorts with buses designed specifically for the customer. Sonny Merriman offers on-site storage, easy access storage trailers, and containers delivered directly to your business. Our service shops and parts departments can keep your equipment in top shape. Sonny Merriman Incorporated, the school bus folks, and so much more.
Virginia Tech 37, UCF 7. Carter Warley again tees it up for a kickoff. Asante Samuel deep. And this one is going to be short, taken up around the 23-yard line. And we'll start right there. Another look at the touchdown and the drive.
As we mentioned here, Dwayne, just a tremendous job by the Virginia Tech offensive line, especially the left side, Lambo, Lair, and the center, Demasi. Suggs gets into the end zone. I said virtually untouched, completely untouched.
9 plays in that carry, and that's the longest drive in terms of plays and time on the clock. A little better than 4:40 off the clock for Virginia Tech tonight. UCF will give it a go. Ryan Snyder dropping back and looking to put it in the air, and has a complete pass at the 37-yard line. Tyson Henshaw Henshaw there to make the reception. The 6-foot senior. And Mike, he's only about 160 pounds or so, but he has been very effective and tough across the middle if he needs to be.
He reminds me a lot, believe it or not, of Freddie Bolitnikoff, a guy who I used to play with the Raiders, Hall of Famer, because they're about the same size. Freddie was maybe a little bit bigger, but they both run good routes, both catch the ball real well.
And you've got to be tough to go over the middle the way he does from time to time with his size. This one deep, and look at this reception down at the 27-yard line. And Tyson Henshaw went up for that one against Whitaker as Henshaw garners that one.
And a great call by you, Dwayne. As you just said, he has to be tough. He really had to hang in tough to catch this ball. Watch this. It's a simple boom out and then a post pattern. Watch him go way up in the air, bad shoulder and all, and get sandwiched and holds on to that ball. What a great catch.
Because of that shoulder separation he has played with the last 3 or 4 weeks, he has not always practiced. And this week got 1 day of practice in nursing that shoulder. Snyder again will go to the end zone this time, and it's batted down. The intended receiver was Kenny Clark. Corey Bird back there defending against Clark.
Boy, Corey Bird is really impressing me tonight. I mean, I've seen him in the backfield all in the first half getting at Schneider, and now he's all the way back in the end zone knocking down this ball.
And Clark is in some pain in the end zone. Well, we discussed Bird early as one of the real leaders, the key to one of these Virginia Tech defensive units, and he has played well again tonight.
Yes, he has, and I think that the wind was just knocked out of Clark down there. He's getting up. He seems to be all right, but Bird, the guy's just all over the field tonight. I mean, as I mentioned, when he's in the backfield, now he's back in coverage. Watch this. Here we go. Kenny Clark actually has him beat. Now Bird will turn just at the right time. See him turn and look for the ball there. If he doesn't turn his head and turn his body, he may be called for defensive interference on that play. But he made a perfect timing of turning his body and getting himself in position to knock that ball down.
It's almost instinctive. It's as if a defender will have eyes in the back of his head. He has such a great feel for the timing of a defensive play like that.
Well, you know what they do, Dwayne? It's really interesting. I never knew this until I was used to practice against Willie Brown. They look at your eyes. They look at the receiver's eyes. And when the receiver's eyes get real big, then they turn around because they know the ball's coming.
Snyder dropping back on 2nd and 10. Over the middle he goes, and a receiver at the 25-yard line, and that's going to be it. Thad Ward stopped by Jake Houseright. So Ward on the reception.
And once again, the Hokie defense not even looking for the run. I mean, they're just dropping back and blitzing Schneider. They're not even concerned with the running game of the Golden Knights.
9 minutes, 38 seconds left to play. We're in the 3rd quarter. UCF, in its first possession tonight, was on the march until they turned it over. They scored their only touchdown the next time they had their hands on the ball. A 12-yard pass play from Snyder to Henshaw. Snyder looking this time, and he has a receiver. Touchdown, UCF. And again, he finds Tyson Henshaw for the 2nd touchdown tonight for the Golden Knights of UCF.
And this kid Henshaw is really showing me a lot of guts and a lot of class tonight. Watch the play now. Snyder, good protection. He's got man-to-man coverage. Willie Pyle is covering Henshaw. Henshaw beats him to the post corner. Gets open for the touchdown.
So Henshaw has his second touchdown reception, and the point after touchdown is good. So it's 37-14. Mike Krzyzek, the head coach at UCF, just loves Tyson Henshaw. And what's not to love about this competitor?
He is the heart and soul of this football team. Tremendously committed young man. I like to say that he's not 150 pounds soaking wet. He'll battle for 60 minutes. He's been tremendously hurt the last 3 weeks. He hasn't practiced except for this past Thursday, getting ready for Virginia Tech. And I would like to have 60 guys like that dress. His heart is bigger than his body.
And he has 2 touchdown passes tonight. 8 catches for 96 yards.
Okay, let's watch the isolation here. Here you see Henshaw in the slot. Goes about 12 yards, then breaks to the corner. Not a great move, but a good enough move to get away from Willie Pyle. You know, we talked earlier about him. He reminds me a little bit of Freddie Biletnikoff, my old teammate. Henshaw's the kind of guy who I think personally can make it in the NFL, because a lot of NFL teams are looking for that receiver who wants to go over the middle and catch the ball, as we saw in that last drive.
He has 13 touchdown receptions this year. And the kickoff gathered in about the 8-yard line by Kendrick, and out of bounds, knocked out by Joseph. On the return by Andre Kendrick. Virginia Tech will take over with 9:24 to play in the quarter.
One of the things we mentioned earlier, Dwayne, about the size differential in the teams, Virginia Tech's much bigger on the offense than the Knights are on defense.
Frank Beamer said all Meyer really needed to do was play. Well, look at tonight. 7 drives, great production.
Yeah. Have we seen any punts tonight?
Here's a toss back to Kendrick. Spinning, trying to find room, but cannot, and swarmed at about the 16-yard line.
All right, and that's what you need from the Golden Knights defense. You need to stop Virginia Tech's offense right now. Look at this. There's just a swarm of them over there. Here comes Rodriguez. Boy, do I like him. He's a good player. All right, they string it out. Nowhere to go. Absolutely nowhere to go on that play.
Frank Beamer's club coming in 8-1, unbeaten until last week. And a UCF player down on the field following that last stop. It has been a physical night and somewhat frustrating for Mike Krzyzek. Beamer's team 8-1, 6-1 in the Big East, and he really gives his staff a lot of credit for the coaching job it has turned in this year.
Well, I think our coaching staff has done one of the better jobs ever. I don't know how many people would have thought would have this record at this time of the season. You know, when you start out and you've got 8 new starters on defense and you're replacing all your kicking game. I mean, that's a big part of your football team. And then add in there that Andre Davis and Michael Vick hasn't played in a couple of ball games, and that's 2 real playmakers. So you put all those things together, I think this coaching staff has done one of its better jobs.
Tony Hardman went off the field, but appears to be all right for UCF. Now it's 2nd and 13 for Virginia Tech. Kendrick gets the call and takes it across the 20. And he's in the neighborhood of the original line of scrimmage.
And this is a situation you do not want to put, particularly Dave Myers, in. 3rd and 8, 3rd and 9. You know, they've been used to all night long, just running the ball, giving it to Suggs, getting the yardage that they need. Deep in their own territory now here on their own 22. Let's see what they're going to do on 3rd and 8.
Meyer out of the shotgun. And he's scrambling for yardage down across the 25-yard line. And exuberance coming out of that pile from both squads.
That almost looked like a planned play, Dwayne. It almost looked like a quarterback draw here. Myers really doesn't look downfield. Boom, he takes only one step and sees the middle wide open. I have to think that that play was called in the huddle.
So a punting situation, one of the few we've seen. And this one, a spiraling punt taken at the 27-yard line. Samuel across the 40 and down at the 41-yard line, where UCF will take over, trailing 37-14. You're watching college football from ESPN+.
Touch-up paint. Oops. Bendix brakes. TRW tie rods. Rabbit's foot. Advance Auto Parts carries more parts than any other store, including one you won't find anywhere else.
First driving lesson?
Advance Auto Parts. The best part is our people.
I'm installing ductwork and building a career. I'm programming this HVAC system and building a career.
I'm running a plasma cutter and building a career.
A leading mechanical electrical contractor for over 50 years, Southern Air has trained dozens of hard-working people to become skilled craftsmen, earning a good living and working with one of the region's top companies. Don't just get a job, get a future. Contact Southern Air today.
Come drive excitement, Pontiac excitement at Woodson Pontiac. From the all-new Aztec to the youthful Sunfire, the luxurious Bonneville to the sporty Grand Am, the wide-track Grand Prix to the true muscle car Firebird, and don't forget the rugged Montana. At Woodson Pontiac, the customer comes first. Our knowledgeable sales staff and experienced service department will exceed your expectations. Serving the area for over 6 decades, Woodson Pontiac, Williamson Road, Roanoke.
UCF, let's go to the sideline for an injury update from Ellen Weinberg.
Thanks. Well, good news for UCF linebacker Tony Hartman. You see him, he looks okay. It's a hyperextension of an old injury, and they're going to see if he can go. Now, not so good news for wide receiver Tavious Davis. We saw him helped off the field at the end of the first half. Dr. Joe Billings told me he is gone for the game, with what they are calling a high ankle sprain.
And Ryan Schneider back out there for UCF. Back in motion. Schneider back looking for receivers and is caught at the 27-yard line.
Good pressure there by Nate Adibi, and that looked like a coverage sack, Dwayne. Schneider did have some time to get rid of that ball, but unfortunately no one was open downfield. Good coverage by the secondary of the Hokies.
Adibi in there to lead the charge on the sack of Schneider. 3 sacks, 17 hurries. He's been knocked down 9 times tonight. And he's still alive here in the 12th round. Schneider again into the air, and it's picked off into the hands of Ben Taylor. An interception as Taylor cuts to the right sideline, down the sideline, and still going inside the 20, 15, 10, 5, and he falls short of the goal line at the 4-yard line. That's quite a return on the interception by Ben Taylor.
Let's make him a fullback. Ben Taylor and Corey Bird, they're just all over this field tonight. There's another guy, Taylor, who's been in the backfield hitting Schneider. Watch this interception. The interception is impressive, Dwayne, but watch this run. Let's see how many tackles he breaks here. This is a linebacker, folks. This is not a running back. Maybe he was a running back in high school. He jumps over, so he breaks a tackle there. I don't think he gets tackled. He just trips. Look at that. He trips over his own feet, or else he would have scored.
He's supposed to have been slowed recently by a sprained ankle. But boy, he's got something to talk about on that interception and the return.
Wow.
Well, Virginia Tech making the most of these turnovers. Take a look at their drives, their touchdown drives tonight, and building this 37-14 lead.
Well, this drive isn't going to be real far either. This is going to be all about 5 yards if they get into the end zone here.
And a quarterback change here. Grant Knoll into the game. And they give up the middle, and there is a touchdown. Again, Suggs carries it in from 4 yards out. It comes at the 6:20 mark, and so that interception quickly converted into another touchdown. And Suggs, who scored 3 in the first quarter, has his second touchdown here in the third quarter, his 5th of the night. So Grant Knoll, the sophomore quarterback, just into the game. His efficiency is very good.
Yeah, what a drive.
And the point after touchdown is up and good. And so Virginia Tech has built a big lead here. It's 44-14. You're watching college football from ESPN+.
Have you heard about the tender steak sandwiches from Hardee's?
Heard about them. I just got one.
Me too.
All that tender steak, thin slice, piled high.
Plus all that Swiss cheese.
And Parmesan cheese sauce.
Not to mention the fresh lettuce and juicy tomatoes.
How about the seasoned onions?
My deluxe tender steak has lettuce and tomato.
Well, my Philly tender steak has seasoned onions.
Oh.
You want to trade?
You bet.
The deluxe tender steak sandwich.
And the Philly tender steak sandwich.
It's twice the tenderness.
And they're only at Hardee's.
Hi, I'm Phil Mickelson. Everybody can use a good tip. Thanks, Phil. And I give my best tips only in Golf Digest.
Golf Digest is the golf magazine. Information on equipment, the best places to play, easy to follow tips, and instruction from the best teachers and players in the game.
Call 800-543-6200 and get your first issue risk-free. That's 12 issues for only $19.77, including this handy pocket tips booklet. Call right now and get this instructional video free.
I'm telling you, it's the best tip you'll ever get.
Euro Specialty. Don't let our name fool you. We reconstruct all makes of automobiles, trucks, and vans. And when it's wrecked, we fix it at a fair price and to your satisfaction. Wherever it's made. Japanese cars made in America. American cars made in Canada. German cars made in South Carolina. It's a complex world, and when something goes wrong, you'll need a specialist. That's us. Euro Specialty. We smooth out the wrinkles.
Tech building what is now a 44-14 lead, and this latest touchdown directly as a result of the interception pulled in by Ben Taylor as Lee Suggs carries in his 5th touchdown of the night. Sample back to receive. It's going to be short, taken up front at about the 17-yard line and out of bounds on the far sideline. Let's check in with Greg Roberts.
Guys, Virginia Tech is now down to its 3rd string quarterback. Michael Vick's backup, Dave Meyer, just left the field with what is suspected to be a fractured rib. So 3rd string quarterback Grant Knoll when next time Virginia Tech has the football, will take the field. I talked with Dave Meyer as he went by, and I said, David, what's wrong? He said, on that last hit, I think they broke my rib. Guys?
All right, Greg, thank you. A man down for UCF. The return by Johnson, but that's Keith Watley. And he will be helped to his feet and escorted across the field as UCF will take over. Well, they have to be a little bit concerned. There's Lee Suggs, a single game career high with 5 touchdowns. He got off to a very fast start. He scored 24 touchdowns this year. So he continues to add to that school record he already owns and the Big East scoring record. He has eclipsed that by a couple touchdowns tonight. Brian Schneider. A little trouble on the handoff, but a recovery here, and out across the 30-yard line it goes. Corey Baker, the ball carrier.
Talking about Suggs and showing him earlier, he's scoring touchdowns, and he's scoring them in bunches. He had 3 in the first quarter, and then he took the second quarter off, and now he's back in the third quarter with 2 more.
Well, Virginia Tech unbeaten until last week, and points off turnovers 35 of the 44 tonight. Snyder puts it in the air, and it's incomplete, intended for Tyson Henshaw. Well, of course, what Virginia Tech hopes to do, rebound from the loss last week at Miami. They want to win here, and they're well on their way to that tonight. And then they play Virginia, hoping to finish out at 10-1 and take their chances in the BCS.
Yeah, and I think if they do continue the way they're playing, they should get the bid, the at-large bid. You know, the BCS standings, it's harder to figure out than Chinese arithmetic on how they do that. But I call it, it's better continue scoring. Just keep scoring, pouring on a lot of points, as many points as you can, because that's the way they're going to rate you or rank you.
Now Snyder goes deep, and he has a man, but he cannot gather it in. Incomplete at the 30. Frizzell, the intended receiver, and Snyder slow in getting up, and you can't blame him here with a little better than 5.5 minutes to go in the third quarter. It's been a very tough night for the redshirt freshman.
Boy, what a very, very nice throw. Watch this. As soon as he gets rid of the ball, he gets drilled. Frizzell, he's got to make that catch. He just has to make that catch, Dwayne. He had the defender beat. The ball is right there. You got to catch that ball.
Eric Green, the freshman, back defending that time. RD started in his place tonight. So 3rd and 10, facing Ryan Snyder. Floats it over the middle. 3 at the 40. This is Baker cutting to the outside at the 50 and inside Virginia Tech territory, brought down at the 43-yard line.
Boy, there's a play you don't see very often, a true screen pass. They actually set that up. Yeah, watch the offensive line here. He sets it up, looks like he's going deep, throws to his left. There's a good catch by Baker. Now he gets outside. Boom. There's a good block. He gets outside. I thought he was going to be able to break it down the sideline there.
So Corey Baker, the freshman tailback, getting significant playing time tonight for UCF. Snyder with the handoff this time. Howard on the carry. He was stopped by Nick Sorensen. Sorensen, one of the linebackers for Virginia Tech. He's been shuttled around during his time at Virginia Tech. He's a 5th-year senior, but in his time there, he's been a quarterback and a free safety and now a linebacker. And that's pretty good variation right there.
He's versatile, at least.
Snyder on 2nd down. And he's going over the middle, and a reception inside the 10-yard line. A reception by Mario Jackson, a sophomore receiver. That's quite a catch and quite a throw by Snyder.
Yeah, that was a wonderful catch by Mario Jackson. Watch where Snyder puts this ball. I mean, this ball is thrown just perfectly. Watch this throw. Look at the touch he has on this ball, right between 2 defenders. Wow. And great, great concentration by Jackson.
So it's a 1st down at the 10.
Kind of reminded me of me.
In those Oakland Raider days. And that's going to be ruled incomplete. Jackson again, the intended receiver, trying to scoop it off the turf. But it's going to be incomplete.
Well, I remember when I played Dwayne for John Madden, he used to tell me, he said, Mike, you might as well catch it because they're going to hit you anyway. And I said, you know, you're right, John. Let's see if this ball hits the ground. Yes, it did. Yeah. Fans didn't see that, but that ball definitely hit the ground. Good call by the official.
And Jackson tried to sell it.
Yeah, good try.
So it's a 2nd down for UCF. In the end zone, battle, and it's going to be a touchdown. Touchdown. Kenny Clark on the reception. It comes at 3:47. The third touchdown pass of the night for Snyder. The other two to Henshaw, and this one to Kenny Clark. And that was in play for a while. Batted about until Kenny Clark hauled it in.
This ball is tipped in the air. Couldn't tell who had it first here. Look at that. Great concentration by Clark coming back to get that ball. He almost stepped out of the end line in the back of the end zone.
Point after touchdown is good. And so with 2 touchdowns here in the third quarter, it now becomes a 44-21 ball game. You're watching college football from ESPN+.
There's ice cream, rich and milk fresh too when you move over to Kroger. Natural cheese and yogurt smooth when you move over to Kroger. Brand quality's guaranteed. You got to make the move to a Dairy Best. Move over to Kroger brand dairy products. Move over to Kroger. Move over to Kroger. Move over to Kroger. Move over to Kroger.
It is the dawn of a new day as the Big East Conference welcomes Virginia Tech basketball. Now see the Tech men and women compete against the best every single week. The Big East has a 21-year tradition of excellence with 10 Final Four appearances, including 3 men's and 2 women's national championships. It's the start of a thrilling new tradition in Blacksburg. Don't miss the Hokies' inaugural season in the Big East. Call now for tickets and catch Hokie Fever.
Sunday, the NFL on Fox. At 1, the Steelers shoot down the Eagles. Then at 4, Roanoke's own Tiki Barber and the Giants are tied with the Redskins. We need them to lose against the Rams at 4. All Sunday on the home of the Redskins. Fox 21-27.
Krusty gets a blast from his past.
I'm your daughter.
No, I think I just seltzered myself.
Drew Barrymore guest stars The Simpsons.
Sunday at 8 on Fox 21-27.
44-21. UCF with a couple touchdowns in the third quarter. We have 3:47 left to play. And the kickoff. Return to the 25 and out to the 28-yard line. Andre Kendrick again on the kickoff return. Another look at the touchdown for UCF.
Nick Sorensen here actually has pretty good coverage on Kenny Clark. I don't know why a linebacker would be covering a wide receiver, but here it is. Boom. The ball hits off his shoulder pads, and Clark just makes an incredible catch.
So Virginia Tech, directed by Grant Knoll now, a 6'1" sophomore out of West Virginia. This is his 3rd appearance of the year. He ran that one play, that 4-yard touchdown run by Suggs, and Suggs takes care of the ball here on 1st and 10 for about 3 yards.
Frank Beamer once again staying true to his word. You know, a couple of weeks ago, they ran the ball 61 times against Pitt. I think they may just do it the rest of this game.
There's a pitch back. Suggs hit at about the 32-yard line. Suggs stopped by Joseph coming up. Rico Joseph.
Just a simple pitch out here to Suggs. And boy, they're really keen on him right now. He's not getting any running room. And of course, you can't expect Grant Knoll to come in and start throwing the ball all over the place either. He's only 4 for 10 this year.
3rd down 6. Grant Knoll playing in the place of Dave Meyer. And the give inside. Ferguson takes it out close to 1st down yardage. Let's check in with Greg Roberts on the Virginia Tech sideline.
Dave Meyer has returned to the Virginia Tech sideline. He was escorted out of the Virginia Tech locker room by team physician Dr. Dwayne Lagan. Dr. Lagan tells me that he believes Meyer has sprained ribs. They're still evaluating, still talking with him, and they're not sure whether or not he'll play anymore tonight.
All right, thank you, Greg. Dave Meyer making the start in the place of the injured Michael Vick, who has that bad right ankle sprain, and now Grant Knoll is in the place of Meyer. So they've gone to their third quarterback on the chart. Knoll now has picked up that first down, and so it'll be a new set.
Right, and you still have 17 minutes left to play in this game, Dwayne, but you have to be thinking 2 weeks from now when Virginia Tech plays Virginia, will Michael Vick be back? And if he's not back, you know, will Meyer be ready to play?
Second man through this time. I think it's Ferguson again, and Joseph on the stop. Well, that's some of the thinking that Virginia Tech and Frank Beamer had as they approached that Miami game. They really had hoped not to play Vick, and he actually talked his way into that game for a time, but with very limited mobility. Came out of it really none the worse for the wear. They don't feel that he set back his recovery time, but they're hoping he'll be ready for Virginia. Across the 40-yard line, out close to the original line of scrimmage. A little better than a minute left to play, and again Ferguson the carry. Brent Bowler, a defensive end out of Daphne, Alabama. A freshman made the stop.
You know, Barry, I mean, Dwayne, I watched part of that game last week between Virginia Tech and Miami, and it was so obvious that Vick just wasn't ready to play last week. And it's good that he's not playing here tonight. He's a great young athlete. He'll get his chance again.
And a tackle made. Hardman caught Suggs behind the line. Suggs brought down by Tony Hardman.
Well, so much for Grant Knoll coming in and lighting it up. Frank Beamer's not going to give him a chance to put the ball in the air. He's going to keep it on the ground and say, okay, defense, let's go stop him. We've got ourselves a 23-point lead here. You know, let's not do anything foolish.
Asante Samuel back to receive this punt. And before they can get the punt away, the quarter ends. And so at the end of 3 quarters tonight in Orlando, it is Virginia Tech 44, UCF 21.
Make this holiday great with a good gift from Intellos, like a phone pack with free leather case, car power adapter, and dash mount. Or our new N-Region calling plan. Call 13 states plus DC with no roaming or long distance.
Thank you!
Or our new N-Town plan with unlimited local calling.
More ways to bring more people together.
I am roomy and rugged. I am built to take you anywhere. I know no boundaries. I am available with financing as low as 5.9. That's 5.9% financing, plus $1,000 cash back on every 2001 Explorer. $1,000 cash back. I am a Ford SUV, the most complete lineup of SUVs on the planet, and I am waiting for you.
If you've been injured in an accident, there is a law firm with more than 20 offices in Virginia, with attorneys licensed in Maryland, West Virginia, the District of Columbia, in California, and Seattle, Washington. Chandler, Franklin, and O'Brien. If you have a serious case, you need serious legal assistance. To apply for help from Chandler, Franklin, and O'Brien, call 1-800-777-6199.
Tech led at the half 30-7. They now have a 44-21 lead. Robert Peasley to do the punting, averaging just 35 yards a punt in this one. Couple punts tonight. Samuel at the 26. Now he gives ground, looking for room, and does not find it. And back to about the 22, maybe the 23-yard line. Let's check in on the UCF sideline. Here's Ellen Weinberg.
Thanks. Well, with a quarter left in this game, this is it for UCF season. And I can tell you the players on this sidelines are to be commended. They are fired up and playing for pride. The feel on the sidelines, with all due respect to their opponent, is that they can get this one close and give themselves a chance.
Well, Ryan Schneider, it's had to be a gutty performance for Schneider tonight. He's had a lot of pressure and a lot of bumps back there from the quarterback spot. And across the middle, he has a receiver and a complete pass at the 29-yard line.
And once again, he is on his back. He's already thrown in this game for 340, well, now 345 yards. This time he's not getting up, Dwayne.
Jimmy Johnson, the receiver, and Schneider hit again. And boy, as we mentioned just moments ago, it's been a very tough physical night for Ryan Schneider. So they'll tend to him. Oklahoma prevails over Texas A&M 35-31 after A&M gave them a good run for that one. So Oklahoma still unbeaten, #1, and Miami #2. 35-7 win over Pittsburgh in the top 25 action today.
You know, we were talking earlier about this game being, as you and I remember, the old AFL games. And as we look here comes Vic Penn coming into the game, the senior. This game has had so many things, so many wild plays, so many things happen. Punt returns, interceptions, great catches, great throws. Here's something I didn't realize. Virginia Tech has scored 44 points. They've completed 2 passes tonight.
Unbelievable, isn't it?
How do you like that?
That's an unbelievable number. As we take a look at the numbers on Vic Penn, a senior quarterback out of Miami, injured earlier this year, and that's when Ryan Schneider took over. And now Penn enters the game with 14:24 to play. And he's looking for a receiver, and he is stopped immediately near the line of scrimmage, up around the 25. He had Edward Mack. And they will be looking at a 3rd down. Dan Wilkinson, a junior lineman, hit on the stop. Vic Penn making his 5th appearance of the year. In those 4 prior games, he had thrown 6 touchdowns. And they have receivers everywhere in this formation. And Penn is down.
Receivers.
Nobody to block. Too many receivers.
Receivers everywhere, Dwayne, and no blockers. And we've been saying that, haven't we, since the first quarter? Someone has to block. Who's coming in? Is this Corey Bird again?
Yep.
Yep, here it is. Well, at least he doesn't discriminate. It doesn't matter who the quarterback is. He's going to go in there and get him anyway.
Well, he plays that rover position, and he's done a lot of roving tonight. And so we have a timeout here with 13:10 left to play. Virginia Tech has built a 44-21 lead. You're watching college football from ESPN+.
New batteries. Liquid wrench. Autocraft battery cables. AC Delco alternators. Advance Auto Parts carries more parts than any other store, including one you won't find anywhere else.
You know, we can give you a free installation if you like. Sure.
Advance Auto Parts. The best part is our people.
Par, birdie. Whoa, par. Must be a Golf Magazine subscriber. Call now for your free trial issue and learn how to shave 3, 4, or 5 strokes off your game. Add 20 yards to your tee shots. Improve your short game. Shoot lower and play the best golf of your life. Call now for your free trial issue of Golf Magazine. If you like it, get 11 more issues, 12 in all for just $19.97. Plus, get this terrific Golf Magazine gear bag free with your paid subscription.
Call 1-800-848-9339 now.
Have you heard about the tender steak sandwiches from Hardee's?
Heard about them. I just got one.
Me too.
All that tender steak, thin slice, piled high.
Plus all that Swiss cheese.
And Parmesan cheese sauce.
Not to mention the fresh lettuce and juicy tomatoes.
How about the seasoned onions?
My deluxe tender steak has lettuce and tomato.
Well, my Philly tender steak has seasoned onions.
Oh.
You want to trade?
You bet.
The deluxe tender steak sandwich.
And the Philly tender steak sandwich.
It's twice the tenderness.
And they're only at Hardee's.
Play 44-21 Virginia Tech. UCF to punt it away. Calling for a fair catch at the 47-yard line. Whitaker will not return the punt. So Javier Borlegi, again, who won that game for UCF against Alabama with that field goal, does their punting as well as their place kicking duties.
Sounds like an old Italian soccer player, Borlegi. And apparently he was a soccer player.
He was a soccer player. That's exactly right. Grant Knoll directing the offense for Virginia Tech. Tech keeps the ball on the ground. On the give to Kendrick. Kendrick continues his forward progress inside the 35-yard line. Samuel coming in to make the stop.
This defense is really tired now. They really are. You know, Kendrick just gets outside and there's absolutely nobody on the outside to stop him. He starts off tackle, makes a little move inside, then breaks out to the outside. And there's no defense out there. They're just tired. They're worn down.
Knoll out of Ridgely, West Virginia. And the handoff. They continue to keep the ball on the ground, eating time and turf. Kendrick again the call. Andre Kendrick.
You know, Frank Beamer has to be very, very happy with the way his team played. Even though when he went in at halftime, he said they were playing sloppy. He didn't like it. You know, they came out here in the second half, and they've done exactly what they needed to do. You know, they're going to walk away from here with a victory. It's going to be impressive, and they're going to get ready for Virginia in 2 weeks.
Knoll again on the hand to Kendrick. Tripped up near the 30. So Virginia Tech essentially all night the Hokies have kept the ball on the ground. Demps in to make the stop. Virginia Tech looking at short yardage here for a first down. There's Michael Vick.
Thinks he's still playing baseball, maybe. Is that a bunt or hit and run? What was that?
Third base coach down there.
Yeah.
On at 3rd and 2. Andre Kendrick again the call, and this time into first down territory. So the Hokies continue to try to eat the clock. Hardman on the stop for UCF.
I'm just amazed that for some reason, I'll just mention it one more time before you get tired of hearing of this win. Just amazed that they have scored 44 points and have only completed 2 out of 8 passes the entire game. That's an incredible stat.
And they have a first down inside the 25 to continue this drive. This time Jarrett Ferguson got the call and picked up a yard or so before Tito Rodriguez, the junior linebacker, made the stop again. You know, you mentioned Rodriguez earlier with all those tackles coming in, 3rd in the nation in tackles with 103 total. He missed 2 games early this year. Had a slow start because of a bad knee.
Yep. And I spoke with Kruzak before the game in the locker room, and Rodriguez is only a junior. He said he will be playing in the NFL in 2 years. He's that good.
There's a pitch back, and Suggs looking for room around that corner. Not much of it this time for him. A couple yards, perhaps, so that's about it for Lee Suggs.
Getting back to Rodriguez, Dwayne, he reminds me, you know, and I was down there and I saw the kid in the locker room. He reminds me a lot of Junior Seau, who plays for the Chargers. He's about the same size. He flies. I mean, he flies all over the field. He's everywhere on the field. I mean, to be the third leading tackler in the nation, that's pretty impressive, let alone the third leading tackler and missing 2 games.
Pick up of a yard by Suggs. It's 3rd and 9. Suggs spinning up the middle. He's going to be short of the first down yardage, but inside the 20, perhaps to the 18-yard line. They needed to get down across the 15 for a first down.
And as soon as I compare him to Junior Seau, he misses a tackle. That was a pretty good spin move.
It's all timing. And we'll have a field goal attempt here. The ball will be down at the 25, so it'll be a 35-yard attempt. And it will be short and off to the left. So the field goal attempt by Carter Warley. Warley came into this game 6 of 7, but he's missed 1 here. And so with the score 44-21, Central Florida, the University of Central Florida, UCF, will get the football back.
You remember what this school used to be called a long time ago? I read this and I didn't realize this. Florida Tech. Okay.
Well,
and of course this used to be the Tangerine Bowl.
Yep.
Before the Citrus Bowl. That's how I remember Tangerine Bowl. My school, Villanova, played in the Tangerine Bowl back in the 60s.
They've been playing football here since 1936, and we'll be kind. That was well before you played. They had 10,000 capacity back then, and now better than 70,000 capacity here. It's a great facility for this program at UCF, and it's thinned out a little bit now, but they had somewhere between 50 and 60,000. Their previous high had been just under 42,000 for a game back in '97. On the move to the 28-yard line, Henshaw looking for room and coming up a yard or 2 short of a first down.
All right, let's watch the isolation. Here he is. He's outside, breaks down the middle. Now he comes back. That's a simple button hook or a hook pattern, as we call, and he loves catching that pattern. He loves catching the ball over the middle.
Big Ben, the senior quarterback. Shoots it at the 40-yard line and has a receiver there. Henshaw with the reception. Green with a stop, and a flag goes down. Tyson Henshaw with another reception.
Once again showing his fearlessness going over the middle. That gives him now 10 catches on the night, and he's gone over 100 yards. And of course he's got 2 touchdowns to boot.
The face mask against the defense. For 5 yards with the attack to the end of the run, first down.
In fact, if this young man needs help getting into the NFL, I'll make some calls for him, because there are several teams throughout the league who want receivers like this.
Well, Mike Kruzak, as we've discussed, simply loves this guy. He's a little guy, and he's probably needs to be a little bigger than he is. And that's probably, and you would know as well as anyone, Mike, in terms of trying to get into the NFL, what that lack of size means and the handicap that is for a young player to get the opportunity.
Yeah, he's 150, 160 pounds at max. He's got to get on some sort of a weightlifting program, build himself up to, let's say, 175, 180, 185. Because in the NFL, he's going to get beat all over the place by those cornerbacks and defensive backs.
He's had receptions in 23 consecutive games, has a great feel for the game. Matter of fact, his brother, Darren Henshaw, is a quarterback here, 91 through 94, and is the quarterback coach on Mike Kruzak's staff here. Penn again to the air, and a battle for that ball, and is it a reception or out of bounds? I think it's going to be out of bounds, and boy, Hinshaw had quite a battle going for possession of that football before he caught it out of bounds.
You know, and I am going to applaud him, even though he catches this ball out of bounds. As a former receiver, I love to see receivers catch the ball with their hands. Watch him. Watch as he goes up for that ball. He just takes it right away from Eric Green. Let's see if he gets 1 foot in.
Ooh,
I think his foot is in.
That's a reception.
That's a good catch. Let's get the replay. Oh, this isn't the NFL.
That was an outstanding catch that will not go into the stat pack for Hinshaw, but what a great job. And should have been credited with a reception right there. Penn in trouble, and down he goes at the 43-yard line. Adibi in there to make the stop. So a loss on the play. We're looking at 4th down here for the University of Central Florida. Whitaker back to receive. Warley set to punt it away. And a high spiraling punt hits at the 27 and actually takes a Virginia Tech bounce up to close to the 35-yard line. Well, it's 44-21. Virginia Tech, Mike Kruzak's club, taking it on the chin, but these types of games very important for his program.
I think that long term, obviously our objective is to get into a conference. I think that's critical for, our growth as a 1A football team. I think it's been proven that I don't think we can grow unless we get into a conference. Visibility within TV and also the bowl picture. And as an independent, I think there's maybe 2 at-large bids in the country, and they're very difficult to get into. So it's imperative that we earn our way into a conference, regardless of what conference it's in, and that's what all these visible games are about.
And the Mid-American Conference, one that they would consider and perhaps would be considered in that regard. By the way, speaking of the MAC, Marshall and Miami, Ohio, battling for the league championship there at the half, and Marshall's up 37-3.
The thundering herd. And how about you've got Randy Moss from Marshall and Dante Culpepper from UCF playing together now with the Vikings. And putting up some big numbers.
Boy, it's
by the way.
a great combination. You're right about that. Virginia Tech with its hands on the football. And Suggs again spinning outside and brought down at the 44-yard line. And again, it's Dempson to make that stop. Well, Suggs has set a torrid pace tonight with 5 touchdowns. He had 3 alone in the first quarter. And we're seeing Grant Knoll at quarterback in the place of Dave Meyer. They had initially suspected that Meyer might have a fractured rib, and the latest update was a sprain. Knoll stays in there to direct the offense. And another give on the ground. It goes to Suggs. Across the 40 and down to about the 37.
All right, at this point in the game, we're doing 2 things, Wayne. We're running the clock out and we're building up our stats. and I'm not going to criticize Coach Beamer for what he's doing, but if I'm the coach of Virginia Tech, I take Suggs out of the game. Boom. Okay, you've had enough. You've played extremely well, young man. Congratulations. Take a couple of days off. Come back and let's get ready for Virginia in about 2 weeks.
He's had a good night. 27 carries for 134 yards and 5 touchdowns. His career high, 164 yards against Pittsburgh. And again looking for room inside the 35 and down at about the 33. Fred Harley in to make the pickup. Greg Roberts with more from the Virginia Tech sideline.
As you watch number 22 work for Virginia Tech, remember with 5 touchdowns tonight, he becomes the nation's leading scorer. What Lee Suggs does to defense is some would consider sinful. However, sin is a bad word in his home. His father, Lee Suggs Sr., is a pastor of Schaefer Memorial Baptist Church in Christiansburg, Virginia. Now, Christiansburg is only minutes down the road from Blacksburg, Virginia, where Virginia Tech is located. So they've worked out a deal. On Saturdays, Lee Suggs Sr. comes and watches his son, number 22, work. And then on Sundays, Lee Suggs Jr. goes and watches Daddy at church when he does his performance. Guys?
That sounds like a great arrangement, and it certainly worked to this point.
And it's a great story, too. Thank you, Greg. And it's wonderful to hear things about, you know, great young kids and young players like that, to hear nice stories like that.
We've continued to see the great acceleration out of Lee Suggs tonight that he has shown all year. Just a sophomore, redshirted 1 year, and has put together a very solid night here this evening in Orlando, Florida. He'll get the call again around to the right side and inside the 25-yard line.
Okay, I have to ask you this question. We talked about it off camera before. Who came up with the term red shirt? Why isn't it green shirt, blue shirt, black shirt? Where did red shirt come from?
And I'm going to leave all of that research to you.
Okay.
We see him leaving now and replaced by Andre Kendrick. You know,
we will have to research that.
That's
by
right.
The way.
That's
Yeah.
one of those enduring questions. And a give to Kendrick down to the 20. Stop perhaps at the 19-yard line.
The only thing I can think of, Dwayne, is that when quarterbacks in college and the pros were practicing, they used to give them a red vest, a red jersey, and they say, okay, you can't tackle them, you
Hands
can't
off.
hit them, right? But again, I don't know what that means. You know, red shirt, 5th year, senior, freshman, whatever. And I always wonder, how in the world did Florida State with Wanke get away with a 28-year-old playing on his football team down over there in Tallahassee?
Grant Knoll on 2nd down. They continue to eat time off the clock, closing in on 2 minutes here. Joseph on the stop. There's another young man they like here at UCF, Rico Joseph.
Yep.
Mike Kruzak feels he is, in terms of developing a feel and a knowledge of this game, very intelligent with the way he plays.
There's a kid on Virginia Tech. Dwayne, I would love to see them get him the ball or have him do something. His name is Bob Slowakowski. He's a tight end, number 87. I just bring this up because if you're a fan here of football in the Florida area, there's a very famous former Dolphin that went to the same high school as Slowakowski. Trying to figure out who that
was. Here's a give up the middle. Well, let's see.
He grew up in Pittsburgh.
I was going to say he's from Pittsburgh.
Right.
So that might be the biggest clue, huh?
Yeah, yeah. And who else from, you know, Western Pennsylvania turns out a tremendous amount of good quarterbacks or great quarterbacks for the NFL.
Well,
so all you geniuses out there. Florida quarterback. Not Joe Namath.
You know, it's really interesting. Arguably, Dan Marino could be, in the eyes of a lot of people, absolutely at the top of that list. No, you'll get a lot of arguments, but just an outstanding career.
That's right. And if you look at his stats, he's got to rank #1.
Yep.
In all the categories. But anyway, just to get off the point now, Slowakowski and Marino both went to Central Catholic High School in Pittsburgh.
Well, the young tight end you mentioned had, he's only a junior, so he'll be back and has had some big catches for Virginia Tech. He had a 72-yard touchdown pass against West Virginia in their game.
And I believe that's the longest touchdown pass of the year also for Virginia Tech this year. Okay, why are they doing this?
Gonna be a first down. Stop the clock with just under 40 seconds left. It's a 44-21 game. Virginia Tech on the verge of extending its record to 9-1 with one game left against Virginia. For Central Florida, this wraps it up. They had won 4 straight and gone 4-0 at home. Their record will go to 7-4. They give inside and down short of the 10-yard line to start this series of downs with just 20 seconds left on the clock. And that's going to be the last play of the night. So Virginia Tech, coming in ranked 8th in the country against the University of Central Florida, will have posted a 44-21 victory tonight here in Orlando, Florida. We'll be back with more. You're watching college football from ESPN+.
Have you heard about the tender steak sandwiches from Hardee's?
Heard about them. I just got one.
Me too.
All that tender steak, thin slice, piled high.
Plus all that Swiss cheese.
And Parmesan cheese sauce.
Not to mention the fresh lettuce and juicy tomatoes.
How about the seasoned onions?
My deluxe tender steak has lettuce and tomato.
Well, my Philly tender steak has seasoned onions.
Oh.
You want to trade?
You bet.
The deluxe tender steak sandwich.
And the Philly tender steak sandwich.
It's twice the tenderness.
And they're only at Hardee's.
What kind of a company are we? Like you, we sometimes wonder what might have been. What if we'd married sooner instead of later? Or bought that house? Think of the money we'd have made. Life is a series of decisions which often can't be taken back, which is why planning is important. Talk with us at First Union. We can't change the past, but we can sure help with the future.
When it comes to fitness and exercise, nobody has more new and used equipment at great prices than Play It Again Sports. If you're looking to get in shape or keep your exercise program on track, we're your store for fitness. Check out our wide selection of treadmills, exercise bikes, home gyms, and weight training equipment. All the brand names, both new and used, at the best prices.
Play It Again Sports! Play It Again Sports!
Play it smart. Play It Again Sports.
Virginia Tech 44. UCF 21 here in Orlando. And if Virginia Tech wanted to bounce back from last week's 41-21 loss to Miami, they have certainly done that. They did it without Michael Vick, who did not play a snap tonight after limited play against Miami as he continues to rest that right ankle sprain. So the final tonight, 44-21. Let's go to the field now and Greg Roberts.
Thanks, guys. Joining me now, victorious Frank Beamer. Coach, your thoughts on this ball game? A big win, but a tough win.
Well, it was. You know, we lost Dave Meyer. He got a rib and lost 2 or 3 corners and lost Chad Beasley early. So I thought our kids played in a tough situation, played very well.
How about the performance of your tailback, Lee Suggs?
You know, Lee just keeps pounding in there, and he's really a quality back. And I'm glad we have him. We don't have many other guys, but I'm glad we got old Lee Suggs. And that offensive line, you got to give them credit.
Frank, your defense really came up with some big plays tonight.
Yeah, you know, we kind of let them off the hook a couple of times, but they did. We made a lot of plays on defense.
What happens now for this team? You have 2 weeks to get ready for Virginia.
Well, we really need it. As banged up as we are, we need some time to rest and then get ready to play Virginia.
Thanks for dropping by, Coach. Head coach Frank Beamer after a win on the road at Central Florida. Guys, back up to you.
All right, Greg, thank you very much. 44-21 the final. Virginia Tech now 9-1 with a win over UCF. You're watching college football from ESPN+.
The year was 1935, and they played in canvas and leather helmets with no face masks or shin guards. Kroger was there. Through the years, the game changed, and Kroger changed. A delicatessen, a pharmacy, a bakery. This year's champion? Who knows? That game will have to be played. But you can be sure Kroger will be there. Let's go Krogering.
Hokies and the Steelers. Sunday at 1 on Fox 21-27.
Mimi's so easy.
If you turn Mama's engine on, you gotta drive her home.
It's making Drew queasy.
The top secret, so I had to smuggle him out of the building inside my body. The mint inside my pockets.
Next, Drew. Monday at 7:30 on Fox 21-27.
Tonight, the final in Orlando, Florida. The Virginia Tech Hokies 44, the Golden Knights of UCF 21. And Mike Cianti, Dwayne Stats with you. Mike, I guess when it comes to things you need to have a winning football team, when you're faced with injuries, there's nothing like depth, and we saw some from Lee Suggs and Virginia Tech tonight.
Yeah, and also Dave Meyer came through fantastically. He had an excellent ball game. They didn't ask too much from him. He only completed 2 passes, but as you said, and as we talked about before the game started, Lee Suggs is a man, and he proved it tonight.
Well, he had 5 touchdowns. He is the leading scorer in the Big East. He set Big East scoring records. He'd already set records at his home school at Virginia Tech. And so the Virginia Tech Hokies are hoping that over the next couple of weeks they'll see Michael Vick return to 100%.
And I think they will. And fortunately tonight they didn't have to put him in like they did last week, or try to put him in like they did last week against Miami. They have a week off and then they play Virginia. If they finish 10-1, I feel they should get a bid to a BCS game.
Let's take just a moment and address the UCF program here. This obviously was a very big contest for them. They drew over 50,000. They had a ranked team in there. They still haven't beaten a ranked team, but Virginia Tech comes in 8th in the country, and they had hoped for the best.
Yeah, a good point, Wayne. You know, Mike Kruzak has to be proud of his team the way they played, but I don't think he's real happy with the way they played. Too many turnovers, too many mistakes, too many penalties, but they played with a lot of heart. They really did.
And, you know, he really believes that given enough time in this market that this club, this team and this program can develop into a solid Division I program.
And I agree with Mike. And I think I personally would like to see them in the Big East. I think that's where they would fit better rather than the MAC, not taking anything away from the MAC conference, but I think it would be great for them to be in the Big East.
Let's go down now to the sideline on the field and Greg Roberts. Greg?
Thanks a lot. Ellen Weinberg and Greg Roberts still standing by on this field, although this ball game's over. One thing I felt tonight was the emotion from the Virginia Tech sideline. Now, obviously, you had the UCF sideline. Do you sense huge disappointment? Your take on that?
Well, I'd say disappointment, but you know what? Head coach Mike Kruzak has to be pleased with the way his team responded. They could have come out here in the second half and folded, and they didn't. You know, they finished 7-4, but I think all in all, a good season for UCF, and they are a team of the future. They are moving in the right direction.
UCF, I would say, is moving in the right direction. Obviously, the season comes to a close for them, but for Virginia Tech, there's still one more regular season game to play. They have a week off before taking on the Virginia Cavaliers in Blacksburg to finish out the regular season, and they have some healing to do. I spoke with their team doctor, Dr. Mark Siegel, right at the end of the ball game, and this is the injury list. Chad Beasley, their outstanding defensive tackle, he has a high ankle sprain tonight. Billy Hardy, another cornerback, goes down. He suffers a concussion tonight. Dave Meyer, their second-string quarterback, they now are telling me that it's separated ribs with cartilage damage. At first, Dave Meyer thought he had broken his ribs, and the injury list just goes on and on. So if Michael Vick doesn't bounce back in time to play, the Virginia Tech Hokies could go into their big rival game with UVA with their third-string quarterback, Grant Knoll.
Not the direction you want to see them go into that game. But this is a big win for them as well. After a disappointing loss last week against Miami, they too are a team that came out here and responded without their big guns tonight.
Hey, great working with you tonight.
Hey, we had a lot of fun, and we're friends now. We're together.
You know it.
Sidelines.
Ellen Weinberg, I'm Greg Roberts. Let's go back up top.
All right, thank you very much from the field level. It is a final 44-21 from Orlando, and we'll be back with concluding comments in just a moment. You're watching college football from ESPN+.